Welcome to the HEX Late Show, the final HEX Late Show. Welcome, everyone. What a journey this has been, and thanks to everyone who's joining the stream right now, and if you're watching on replay. Where do I start? In June of 2020, I messaged Unwrecked Pirate because I'd seen this guy streaming, and he was this just loose character on stream. And I can't remember which stream it was on, whether it was a 24-hour stream or whether it was a stream with Gary. I can't remember which one it was. I'm like, I'm going to message this guy because I want to jump on stream with him because he seems like a pretty loose character. I think I'd get along with him pretty well on stream. So I decided to message him, and he responded, and he said, let's do it. Because he was like me. He was like all in on this HEX thing. And I'm not talking even financially, just mentally all in on the HEX thing. So we decided to start up this stream. And, we had a lot of fun. And it wasn't too long before we had a gentleman who was watching jump on with us. And I'm just going to bring him up right now. G'day, mate.
Hi, brother. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm excellent. Yeah, I'm really good.
So I was just like telling the story of how we got started, right, in 2020. And I think maybe it would have been July or August. I think maybe August when you jumped on for the first time. Like Unwrecked and me had only done maybe 2 or 3 streams. And you were listening to what we were saying, and you were obviously mentally in on the whole HEX idea, and you're excited by it. Like we were just excited by it. You know, the whole thing was exciting to us. And it still is exciting to me. I'm still excited by the idea of it, of what it could mean to have such a long-term crypto thing play out. But yeah, you jumped on, and instantly it was just like this trio of dudes who were sort of blindly finding our way through this maze, like crypto maze of like, you know, all these new terms, all these new things that we'd never come across before. But we were all trying to like, we'd all come across HEX, but we're still all trying to like understand, like, what does this mean in the greater scheme of things? And I think that's what we were searching for. It's like, what does this crypto stuff mean in the greater scheme of things? And have we like just haphazardly stumbled across, you know, what could be the greatest idea in crypto? So yeah, we started streaming, and then it wasn't long after that I think Jexa jumped on, because I'd seen Jexa around the traps. He had his own site, HexSafe, and I messaged him. He came on, and then there was 4. Now, I'm pretty sure it wasn't long after that you saw Tangent streaming on DLive, and you're like, guys, I found this dude, and he just streams by himself, man. He never streams with anyone. He just streams solo, and he's fucking hilarious, right? And then you just got all of us over there on DLive watching him. And then I'm not sure who reached out to him. Was it you or Unwrecked? Someone reached out to Tangent and said, hey, get this guy on. We've got to get this guy on. So he came on in late 2020. And then there was 5. And because he just Tangent's just like, yo, I'm in on this HEX thing too, because he was just streaming about HEX. He was called HEX TA. And then we're like 5 of us just streaming, and we just kept doing it week after week after week. And then I think it was like March 2021 when Sammy jumped on for the first time, and yeah, it was. It's been an interesting ride, mate. And I'm sure we're going to have like a few stories here and there, you know, over the course of the next couple of hours. But yeah, it's been awesome fun, mate. It's been awesome fun streaming with you and the boys and Sammy. And before I continue, I'm gonna crack open the beer. I don't usually drink, you know, on stream, but because, you know, because this is the final one, I think we should crack one open. It's probably in the morning where you are, right?
No, it's afternoon.
Afternoon.
Yeah.
And have a wine.
No, I'm not really into the alcohol thing. I've got a cup of chamomile tea.
Good enough. Good enough. Good enough, mate. So cheers, mate. Cheers to the chamomile tea.
Cheers.
So yeah, man. It's a bit I don't know. I'm like got mixed. I'm very happy that we got here, you know. But
I mean, maybe I'd like to just like go into my story a bit. Like, I found HEX through a Richard Hart tweet saying that I could get some free HEX if I had Bitcoin on my own wallet at a certain date, and I went sort of and did that, and that was in May, and within 2 weeks I was just like, this is going to be massive. This is huge. This is going to change the world. This is just like the most massive thing. And I started just diving into the HEX community. And that's where I really found Telegram. And I'd actually never watched you guys, but I saw on Telegram that you put up this link and you said, anyone's welcome to jump on. And I was like, yeah, Aussies are streaming. And I just went, okay. And so I didn't even tell you I was coming on or anything. You and Unrect were just streaming one day, and I just basically jumped on. And I just remember thinking, you guys are totally sus on me. Like you don't know if I'm a fudder, because there was so much FUD going on then. You didn't know what was going to happen. Who is this dude?
there was a lot of FUD in the early days. You think it's bad? Like there was a lot in the early days.
Yeah, and that's what really coalesced the community, wasn't it? Hey, it really was, because it was all out attack, and we were the ones who just kind of like were all about cutting through all the bullshit and going, no, this is not FUD because of this reason. This is not FUD because of this reason, and we just want to get the word out. And because it was being gatekept at so many places, and it was also at a time in the world when, you know, all of those restrictions were happening. Like when I jumped on, I can't remember whether I was still in Melbourne or whether I'd split Melbourne.
I think you'd split Melbourne from
yeah.
I would have been up just you're up north, yeah. For memory. Yeah. I think you just split and you'd had nothing. You're like, because you know everyone was just like, F the man. You know, I'm leaving Australia. I'm leaving like here.
Yeah. And anyone who'd done any sort of research into conspiracy theories was just going ape shit, because they thought we thought we knew what was happening. And it was such a like world-changing moment, really, when we started. And we're still on that journey, really, aren't we? Like a lot of that hasn't changed. It's just all developed in a way. Yeah, like jumping on with you guys, it was very quickly. I just loved you guys. I loved you guys because you were just so Aussie, and you both represented such different kind of characters within the Australian culture, and
but you too, mate. Like I think you.
Well, all of us are really, you know, in a different way are, and but it was just, and then it was just fun, like, because Unrec was so sort of
Loose.
all over the top,
Loose.
you know, like he just and he just go on these rants forever. And I remember a period where it was like I couldn't get a word in edgewise, and I was just like starting to get really pissed off with you guys, and we've just been through.
Had too much to say about HEX, right?
Yeah. And,
but you know, anyone who's ever watched for a period of time has known that we argue with each other. Like, we have got no problem just like telling the other person to shut up, or just, you know, we're not nice with each other. We don't have you know, we don't put on gloves to handle each other. We sort of just slap each other around, and that's part of you know, that camaraderie. And I've seen it with other people in like the HEX community who were streaming together, and you know, they become mates, probably even before they meet in person. Luckily, I've met you like a few times now in person. I still have to meet a couple of the other people. We live on the other side of Australia, and it's do you know what it's like? It's like the East Coast and the West Coast of the US. It's like far apart. It's like a 4-hour flight, and we're all, you know, pretty busy people, but it will happen. The thing I like to say is, it will happen. I just want it to be on a yacht in the Mediterranean. That's like where I want it to be.
And then jump on our Vespers and
jump on our Vespers and ride the track on the yacht, because that's how big the yacht will be. Hey, we hopefully we have some guests tonight. I've got one guest here who I think she should have come on the show a while back, like a long time ago, and she has only just made it, but just in time. So let me first bring up Jexa quickly.
I don't know if you can hear me, guys. I'm at a Japanese restaurant trying to figure out some cameras and stuff here. At a Japanese teppanyaki bar at the moment.
Nice.
But
I can see your feet, mate. I can see your feet.
Okay, yeah, give me a sec. I'll try and back in a second, okay? Just tape you down for a second. I'll figure my shit out.
No worries. No worries. Mr. Tangent.
What's happened to Jex's camera?
Jex is in Japan, but I was just bringing up a guest who has never been on the HEX Late Show, but has been meaning to come on for I think a while. I've wanted her to come on for a while. We just sort of never got around to it. And it's not a very good time for her, and she's made a real effort to. So I'm going to bring up Georgia Carrera.
Wow. How are you? Making the very final episode just in time.
I thought you were joking. No. I thought you wanted me to get up this early at 2:00 in the morning, my time, to be here. Yes, I'm the first one crying. And I'm sure there's a lot of people. The real men, the thunder from down under are here. Guys.
Don't be sad.
What I walk into, my goodness. Hello, everyone. Everyone. I'm a big fan of all of you guys.
I'm a fan of Georgia. I'm a fan.
Oh my God. You I don't even know where to start.
Can I start somewhere?
Please do.
So I'm a fan of Georgia's
right now.
I'm a fan of Georgia's. I'm a fan of her. Like, she's got a Lola. Yes.
Lola's here.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Lola.
Come in. I want to go wake her up.
Don't wake up, Lola.
I'm gonna wake her up. You see.
have you? And I don't have the clip here, but one of the greatest things, impromptu things I've ever seen in HEX was Georgia on live stream on the effing Hangout, and you were like, and it was like the I think you were in where were you, in IKEA or something, and you decided to jump on stream, and in the middle of the stream someone just like walks past you like oh g'day or something, or you say like hi, and then like they said hi back to you, so you turn around and start shilling HEX to them in the middle of the stream. It was magnificent. It was so funny. It was hilarious. I wish I had the clip right now.
That was funny. You guys were doing the show, and I said, you know what? I was scared. You see the people that you look up to, you see the people that you look for guidance, and you're in the middle of IKEA with your sisters just walking around, not even shopping for anything. Because to be honest, sometimes I go to, like, I'm sure everyone has done it. Go to a store just to look around and just get ideas. You can get at a cheaper place, and then I say, why not? I'm going to show them. Let's see if I can connect. And they send me the link. I guess the link was there. And yes, I do that every day. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who see people on the street. And just like you guys were describing how incredible crypto and HEX is. I want to share that, especially when it's a mom, a dad, when I see kids, I say, we have to share this knowledge. We have to share this fortune. We have to share what's coming. It's like something big is coming. And if you don't share with people, you keep it inside. I will feel guilty if I don't do that. But we need more people like you guys, like me, to go out there and don't be afraid to spread the word about what's coming, about good things. We usually concentrate more on the negative. I would like to concentrate more on the positive. So that is what I do, all the crazy things that I do.
That's a good take. Jexa, come all the way from Japan.
Dude,
low. The audio's a bit low, mate.
Audio's wrecked, Jexa.
Yeah, can't hear it.
You're on like a 15% volume of where it would need to.
He's at the all-you-can-eat sushi buffet right now. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, we'll do the voiceover,
like all the sake. He's having too much sake. He's celebrating somewhere there.
I've got a shocking amount of friends in Japan right now. I think 13 of my friends are in Japan. Snow machine. It's a music festival.
So
that's better, mate.
Oh yeah, we can.
That's probably too loud, is it, guys?
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm glad you could make it on, mate, because
I won't.
it just happened to be that you're in Japan while we're doing the last show.
Yeah, it's really bad audio in here, so I won't hang around too long, guys. I just wanted to drop in and so yeah, congrats on all the last 200 episodes. So it's been nice to get to know you guys over those couple of years, and I'm sure we've got many more years ahead of us as well. Have a good one, guys. I'll tune out now, but bye from Japan.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for jumping on.
Arigato.
Awesome, mate.
Sayonara.
I'm sure I will actually catch Jexa IRL because we're both in the same city, and the Pulse tour is actually coming to Australia. So I'm sure Jexa and I will be involved when it hits Perth, and in terms of helping them to set it up and whatever. So yeah, all good. Yeah, that's nice of him to make the effort to come in, even though it was audio chopped.
Yep, absolutely. So we were just Bluey and I were just talking about how we started streaming, with Unwrecked and early on, and how Jexa jumped in October of that year, and then you jumped in at like the end of that year, and you were streaming on DLive, solo streaming on DLive, and how much
Bluey saw me on DLive, yeah,
and like how much we enjoyed watching you on DLive. And we were actually when you decided to come on, I think we were a little bit we thought it was like we're a bit awestruck that you know, you were going to come. No, dude, seriously. We were like, oh, this guy who knows his shit is going to come onto our channel and talk with us plebs. Like, so it made us feel like quite important when you came on, mate. And then when you decided to stick around and continue talking to us plebs, we you know, I think we felt pretty good about that. So yeah, that
I'm
was.
I'm not sure if it was like if it started off as it was going to be a one-time thing or whether it was going to be weekly. But then we quickly made it.
I think it was.
Thing.
Yeah, I think you came
I just wanted to
that one time.
I just wanted more people to know about you. I just wanted to get more people to your D Live.
Thanks, man.
Because it was, I just thought you were so hilarious. I thought you were a one-man show, and then you
definitely in his element. Like you've got your own, like when you do your own stream, you've got like you sort of cracking jokes. It's like almost a stand-up comedy routine, and it's I find it very entertaining.
Yeah, you know what I got told recently about what works well for getting high engagement is talking to people at a child level. So if your content is like understandable by a fifth grader,
now I understand.
You're more likely to go viral, and I think that was the thing. I think that was
I
the thing that
completely
always
disagree
helped.
with that.
Oh, really?
I completely disagree with that. Well, I don't know if it gets more people. Maybe it gets more people, but I can't stand when people talk down to the audience. I think you should treat your audience.
You don't like it, and I don't like it, but they're talking about like for general virality.
Sometimes you have to do whatever it takes to get the message across. Most of the people that you probably are targeting is people just like me. If you start talking so high register, it's not gonna get through me the attention. Then once you grab them.
Yeah, but then those people, if they don't understand, like my process is if I'm listening to someone and I don't understand something they're saying or what they're talking about, I'll go, okay, I'm going to go and find out. And I go and research more and try to work out what they're actually talking about. So I always feel like you should not talk down to audience. You should assume that they're actually smarter than you.
No, but it's not. It's not about like. Yeah. It's not about talking down. It's like but making what you're saying understandable to someone of like a fifth grade level, so that then if you've got like non-English first speakers, so people where English is not their first language, you're basically opening up the door to many more people. So you've got wider age demographic, and you've got wider like English command over the English language demographic. So now you've suddenly made it so that your content can be enjoyed and understood by many more people across the globe. Is my addition to that theory.
I reckon what you want is drama. Like the more drama you can have,
but that's a separate thing. You can still have it at the easy to understand English level and still have it dramatic as well. Like whether it's dramatic or not is not to do with whether the content is at that very easy to understand level. But anyway, that's my excuse for my content never blowing up. Like as in that's my code. That my shit was just too technical for it to go broad. But I appreciate that, man, that you thought that you believed that my content deserved a wider audience, and you saw that this show was a way of achieving that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like to be honest with you, I don't know that that's why. Maybe that was the perception like you had, that like that's why we wanted you to come on, but we were just like happy to be talking with someone else that was like into HEX and crypto. So for us, it was just like being able to talk with someone else who was knowledgeable, or someone that was knowledgeable, as opposed to us who we were just trying to like feel our way through the whole thing. You know,
it was pretty rare. Like there weren't a heap of people in HEX at all, and even less people making content. So
that was also when there was this call for people who were like to make content about HEX back then. Like now you can't count. Like I have no idea how many there are. There's hundreds of people who stream about, let's say, Pulse and HEX.
Yeah, man.
Pulse HEX. Hundreds. When we started doing it in 2020. There might have been 20 or 30, perhaps.
Yeah, max.
Yeah, there was not that many. So
you could list, like, as in you could know them in your head. Like,
yeah,
you could list them off in your head, the people that were making hex content back then. Yeah.
So
And-
when
and
we
the-
started, we were watching all of the streamers. Like, you could watch all of the streamers. Now that's just impossible.
Yeah, and especially now that we have
point.
PulseChain, that there's a lot more projects coming, a lot of people, you know, they want to share with everyone what they're doing, and I think it's important to give support. One of the things that I always mention on the streams is like, please support the streamers. If you don't have to be there, just to make sure you have presence somehow, because that is the way of choose. Obviously you have to choose the right one, someone that you believe in, not just everyone, because we have a lot of people there who don't know what they're talking. They just want to take advantage, you know, and move on. But we do have a lot of people. For example, I have Class here, one of my fellow Hexican girls, ladies of Hex, and she's doing incredible contents about Hex, PulseChain, Richard Hart, everything that we believe in. And it's very important that we support people like her. That's what I'm there all the time. That's what she's with me. And we need to work together to make this happen. We won't do it alone. We have to be together. We have to remember that. And yes, sometimes, you know, we don't agree with things. Well, then if you don't agree with something, you know, change the channel, just like they did on the old times. I do that all the time.
We just argue. That's what we did. We didn't agree about lots of stuff, and we just argue and call each other names and stuff. That's pretty much what we did.
That's good. Yeah, Class, remember Friday we're going to be there with Class. I'm going to do that. I'm going to call you names. Okay? Just remember, we got this from this show.
Class is legendary.
Cat fight with the ladies. You know, they do
painted
all that, but behind the scenes, guys. We should do like a reality show of all the ladies. You know, they're dangerous. Don't get in their bad side. Sammy Chica's there. They're all fighting over Richard, you know. Sammy Chica's, I don't mess with Sammy. Sammy Chica is just like a
Where is
goddess
Sammy?
to me.
Sammy
she's
should be
coming after work. She's coming
coming
as soon as she finishes work. Yep. She said 10 p.m., but I don't know what time it is over there. She's the same time zone as U43, right?
Yes, Melbourne.
So how far away is 10 p.m. from now?
It's 10 p.m. right now. So I would have thought in the next half an hour, she should, next half an hour or so, give her time to.
So what?
Dope.
I have a question for you guys. So really, if this is the last show that you're doing together, what are you going to do after this?
This is the last Hex Late Show.
Yes.
This is the last Hex Late Show.
But you're going to continue with your legacy, with sharing the information. I know Tangent and I work together. You know, we hang out all the time.
Heaps of stuff is still gonna go on. This channel will still exist. I actually wanted to do a little shill of all the different places that the things I'm going to be doing and the ways that people can find me. Can I do that now?
Go for it.
I'll try and be quick. So on Twitter, my handle is literally below. If you like my content or if you're a high quality hater, I encourage you to follow me. I've never had a high quality hater before. The closest we've ever come to is Satoshi Sakamoto, and his shit is even pretty mid. So if you're a high quality hater, I would love that. Also, Eve and I are going to be doing a podcast about freedom. There's probably crypto probably will come into it because obviously it's freedom related, but the focus is going to be much more on freedom than crypto for that podcast. It's called the Sunnyside Podcast, and we've made a Twitter for it. It's I think the Twitter handle is Sunnyside Podcast, something like that. Anyway, you'll probably be able to find it through my Twitter. Also, what else? Oh, I've got a show on this channel, which is the Dillies Down Under, where we look at different PulseChain altcoins, like PulseChain tokens, and the charts for that sort of stuff. And what else? I'm no longer, from now on, I don't reply to DMs unless it's with people who I have to organize specific stuff with, like deliberately and specifically. The only way to get in contact with me is the Yacht Telegram. So t.me/TG Yacht is the way that you can come and get my attention. Don't expect me to reply to anything else. It's just an easier way for me to see what's going on with one click, rather than having to check like multiple platforms, multiple DMs and that sort of thing. I think that's about it. Twitter's still my main platform. I think I'm about to kick 16K followers in the head. Not that it really matters that much, but that will be a bit of a
That's
milestone
amazing.
soon.
Nice.
Well done. Yeah.
That is so
And-
hard to do. That is so hard to do, especially with the type of subject that we all talk about, which is crypto. You know, it's very, to get one follower, even though you have incredible content. I've been monitoring, you know, the growth of the accounts. It's super difficult unless you go outside. What I've been doing is going outside and trying to get into other areas of Twitter, and it's amazing that you have 16,000. That is, congrats.
Yeah, I mean, look, a large part of that is thanks to the HEX community. The early HEX community really amplified my message and blew those numbers up, both by following, but also by always like retweeting things that I had to say and things like that. So massive shout out. And in fact, speaking of my Twitter, I actually changed my bio from RH Maxi to on Team RH, because I believe that people who are seen as RH Maxis have done such a terrible job of representing themselves and the community in a positive light, that I was like, that particular term is now so stained, I don't want to say I'm an RH Maxi, but I'm definitely 100% still on Richard's team. So I've got on Team RH on my bio, and obviously the Tangang, which I believe has been a massive net positive for PulseChain's start. Because we are literally at the start of PulseChain. This is first cycle layer 1. So this is the beginning of the adventure for PulseChain. And I think Tangang has been an amazing way to kick that party off.
Hell yeah. So, I've got some
have a
trivia.
lot of emotions. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I was reading the chat. It is full of emotions. You know, people who have been here since episode 1. That is huge. That is like it. I'm crying. I've been crying since the moment I log into it.
Don't be sad. Don't be sad. We're having fun.
I'm not sad.
Yeah.
I thought it was a joke. I thought it was just like to get me to be here early, but my goodness, you guys
Just
have touched
clickbait.
Yes, I thought so. You know, I'm naive. I
tweeted out saying, if we get 4,000 live viewers, we won't end the show. It just made it like an impossible target.
We just need 100x. We just need 100x. It's possible.
Yes.
In crypto, it's
100x.
possible.
But you know, a lot of people is showing their true heart feeling coming from their heart, telling you guys how important you were for all of us, you know, and I think that's absolutely fantastic.
A lot of these
great
people,
feeling.
a lot of these people in the chat have been around for I've seen these handles around for years. Like, you know, it's almost coming up on 4 years, pretty much. July would have been 4 years. And fun fact, I've streamed 43 months straight.
Yeah,
So,
you've been a
there you
school
go.
Whoa. Oh,
Like
so you never missed a stream.
I have missed streams, but I've streamed 43 months straight. I've never missed like the only, and by the way, the only streams I've ever missed have been for births, deaths, and marriages. They're the only streams I've missed, and I think I've only missed 3. Because
My attendance rate
I can think of.
My attendance rate was incredibly good until the Christmas break that just happened. Like
your attendance has been impeccable, mate. Impeccable. You've only
break,
missed
I was gone
very,
for
very
like
few.
weeks and weeks and weeks, maybe like a couple of months. But prior to that, I was like, I was pretty good with it.
Yes, I have perfect attendance, guys.
Yes.
We don't apply the same pressure to the guests, like in terms of
no. Hey, Somi's in the chat. If you're there, and you really
jump on, man.
Jump on.
He's got a camera now.
Make a part of history, mate. Jump on and actually have been on the Hex Late Show. You're welcome, mate. If you want to, we'll be here.
I think Somi's got the correct attitude of. I looking back on it, I wish I had done that. Where every time I think I had like a clever thought or a good analogy or something in crypto, I should have just switched a camera on and made a short video about it, rather than thinking that I'm going to save it up for some other thing, some stream, some long form content or something where I'm going to perfect it. and then that idea never gets an airtime. So he will just flick the camera on and talk about what he's thinking about the stuff, and it's sound, like it's sound logic, it's sound content. So I think it's good.
Oh, it's an astounding effort of how much how many clips he puts out. Like seriously, Somi, you're like relentless and dedicated, and like it's amazing how much you put out. I think the one thing that's missing from your content is live streams, and like you look at places like Crypto Man Ran and BitBoy. I think a big part of their success is the live stream, and I think that would take yours up to the next level.
So, Somi has done a live stream with Corey Costa.
Nah, but it was it pre-recorded? I don't know if it was live. But anyway, no, I don't mean that. I mean like just.
So if it's, I just want to say, so if you only stream with Sicilians, like right here, bro, right here, you know. So
did he say? Was that his reply? Did he say that?
No, no, but I think Corey Costa is a Sicilian.
Sorry, I misread the room.
He's a meatball. He doesn't, he needs to own to his Italian background. If you
look at Corey Costa, he looks like he looks like his genetics would allow him to carry rocks up fucking mountains. So yeah, totally. Definitely, so Sicilian, man, that's what Sicilians do. They just carry rocks up mountains for some reason.
Corey, Sami, they have done like many in this community. I'm just saying their names because we're talking about them, but they have done incredible. They have, I think the most incredible thing besides sharing knowledge is the motivation. If Sami does it, I'm going to do it too. If Sami puts on a hat, I'm going to put on a hat too. If Sami brings knowledge and doesn't care about what people think, if they're scared, if there's something like super powerful that people will turn people's head with things that he has said. I think that is an incredible motivation for all of us, newbies that are trying to do the same. He knows a lot more than me for sure, but we can emulate that energy.
But by the way, we are drinking tonight.
I'm drinking mate, guys. This is from Argentina. Don't get any wrong ideas. It's like a tea, just like you. You just grab this and you put water. You see, I'm drinking tea too, and it has like a silver and gold straw. Salud. It's the most Argentinian thing you could be doing in a stream, drinking mate. So
okay, so I don't know how much people care. But I've got some trivia about the HEX Late Show over the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, do it. Hell yes.
Okay, so we've got some questions. Okay, are we ready? What month and year did Unwrecked Pirate actually, before I start, some of these questions I might have given away the answers in my intro, but let's get into it. Question 1: what month and year did Unwrecked Pirate and 43OG do their first stream together? A, January 2020, B, July 2020, or C, November 2020?
Really? Say that again? What's the question?
A, January 2020, B, July 2020, or C, November 2020?
Georgia nailed that fucking thinking music from those game shows. Holy shit. I thought you were just going to roll off stats. I thought you were going to be like, we had this many guests, we were running for this many weeks in a row, we did this, we did that.
I thought it was G. I'll go with the crap.
July. And do you know how I know it's July? Because I went back and looked at old chat logs.
You know what? I would be a
V1. V1 on the chat.
What? What was it that you did? What was it that you guys did?
That's when we did our first stream, Unwrecked.
Oh.
I've often thought about some of the predictions that we have made over the 4 years of streaming and like the accurate, because I reckon we've made some unbelievably prescient kind of comments over the years, and and probably some dumb ones that didn't work out as well. But like,
Like that we were going to pump in the bear market.
I wouldn't be surprised if we look back at some of those early shows, we said stuff that was just incredibly prescient on all sorts of levels, whether it be about aliens or geopolitics or crypto.
Aliens. You talk about aliens too. I need to get the shows.
Do you remember that period where we started fully getting into the alien thing?
I thought I was doing
Yeah.
the review. I saw Jessa talking about, aliens and mushrooms. I was like, what did I miss? I remember that was not too long ago. That mushrooms were aliens, guys. I need to do the research.
That was a while back. That's when we were doing some Saturday night shows, I think.
see.
Bluey. We were doing some Saturday nights and we were talking about aliens.
Yeah.
But by the way, could Bluey or
the
Tangent,
Einstein
could
debate.
one of you two send Somi the link? Hey, who knows? We haven't gotten the link, so send it to him in his Twitter.
I can send it. I'll send it to you in I think I'm going to send it. I've
just
sent it to the
send
private message Telegram.
Send it directly to him in Twitter.
Yeah,
because I can't jump on there.
Yeah, I'll do it in Telegram and Twitter.
In other cases, they will go to the girl and say, "Please, would you please, Georgia, send the link to,
And Somi, if you want to come on, don't feel like you don't have to stay for 3 hours, mate. You can jump on, say good day, and go make another 20 videos.
Something that we can do that incentivizes the community to pressure him to do it? Like, as in, is there a way that we can game the system? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Like, as in some kind of way that the community can show how much they would want to see him on the show. And that
I imagine what Somi would want would be subscribers and viewers.
How about 4K live views on this stream and Somi comes on? No. Actually, no. Sorry, you're right.
What about 40?
His count. So if his subscriber count on YouTube or Twitter jumps by a certain amount, say we've got 50 live viewers right now. So if his thing goes up by 50, although all following,
you know what, Somi, if you're listening, please come over. These are the thunder from down under. Men, Australian men representing here. You have to be here. Come on. I got up. I was able to go to sleep at 8 o'clock to be here at 2. You can do it too. Please, come on.
I would have just stayed up.
These guys deserve
commitment.
it. This gentlemen deserve it. They're represented. They were here before you. So, that's it. Give us the gift.
If for no other reason,
thank you, Georgia.
If for no other reason, Somi is definitely a wog, and we are all wogs. And this is like the Wog Next Late Show.
The Wog Show.
See, AI,
the Wog
maybe
show.
I
don't know.
You know what?
Wog is like a derogatory name for.
But it's also a celebration.
Ethnic,
it became
like middle.
It became like the word nigger, where people who were wogs would call themselves that.
Like, as in reclaim their own. And the gays as well. Yes. Like, so basically, as in, you take the power out of the word when you take the word back.
You reappropriate it. Yeah.
That's it. So
you're in songs all the time.
I don't let words have power over me or others. So if you're in my vicinity, you'll be in a safe space, like a mobile dynamic safe space that will protect you from words. Because if someone says something rude to you and you're upset by it, I'll be like, yo, shut up. Like, you get control of your emotions. You don't need to be upset by this. It's just some idiot's opinion. Like, don't allow them to have power over
I
you.
agree with this. I agree with this comment. Wogs was not a good word when I was young. However, as I got older, I owned it and didn't let anyone else saying it bother me ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
You know what it was?
Yeah.
It was.
Let me Google that word. I never heard that word before.
That's like an Australian word that people would use to put down, I guess, first generation, like European, Greeks, Italians,
but
Lebanese, like Turkey.
It was from Wogs Out of Work. As soon as that hit in the 80s, they just kind of and became a massive show. It was a theatre show. That just turned it around. It was those guys.
Like I think words lose their potency over time. Like I think you'll find because people, you know what I mean. Like it's so there's a time component to the potency of a word as well.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I wonder what the next C word. I wonder what the
second
next
language,
C word
guys. That's the problem. They don't teach us the right word. We don't learn how to use the right words. That is.
We need a new C word. We need a new C word. The C word. I'm not going to say it, but it's lost its potency. Definitely here in Australia, it's definitely lost its potency. Like, and that's not even a new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I miss
We're playing word dictionary right now, guys.
It's pretty amazing.
We're playing Scramble.
And you know
the
which
last
F word?
show was the Scramble show. Dude, you choose the wrong. I'm not in anyone's team.
Oh, that F word. Oh, dude, Cookies drops that like literally every second word he says in the Twitter Spaces. He's bringing it back, bro.
Spot on.
I think that is that word
it's
because
one word. It's got a good ring to it.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say
and
it,
if
but
you
I also
take
like
it. If you take what it actually means, it's a bundle. It's a bundle of sticks, a bundle of sticks, and then the bundle of sticks, because this is the progression of the word, right?
Tied
because
with string or something. It was a bundle.
Yeah, it's a bundle of sticks tied with a string, but that is burdensome. So people started calling like old annoying women like that word back, and then they started calling like as another step. They started calling like guys who
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're so afraid to
You
say
catch
it.
what I'm saying?
Are they gonna
I'm not
cancel
saying
the show or something?
Yeah,
Lord.
if there's a night we
Yeah,
can get
they
cancelled, it's right.
They cancel the show. Oh my goodness!
Let's do it.
It's
Bluey,
pretty amazing.
I'm gonna give it to you, mate. You do it.
Well, it's pretty
Are they talking
amazing.
about,
Like,
can I say the word? Can I say the word? I'm not gonna be like.
Say whatever you like, Georgia.
Fag. You can make the word fag, but
We're
fag
talking
is
about
a cigarette.
cunt. We're
It's
talking
also
about
a
the word
cigarette.
cunt,
Yeah.
like cunt.
This is the generation.
I mean,
Cunt,
people use flag on
cunt,
mainstream
cunt,
television,
cunt,
like
cunt, Save that for the. Save that for the. Save that, please, for the clip. Save that clip for the. I don't know, 10-year reunion of this show. Damn it! I should have been here before.
Oh shit! We're gonna have to get Ted DeFi to do like a Drake remix. Of the
do you remember though when all that virus stuff was happening and everyone was getting like censored off YouTube for talking about it or anything? We had multiple times we were talking about all sorts of stuff, and we never got kind of like. I mean, I guess we weren't big enough to get censored or.
Yeah,
or
I think. Yeah, I think it's a chance like that. Their fear is the truth getting out. So if your channel's small, then they don't. You're less. You're just. They might still censor you, but you're just less likely to get like immediately censored as opposed to larger channels that have actually got good reach.
Dude, we get copyright stuff every single week, but they're like, it doesn't matter. Yeah. We're not even going to give you a strike. We get copyright stuff every single week, every week.
That's wild.
But they don't care. They're just like, you guys don't matter. So yeah, you can drop the F-bomb.
Let's break the law. Let's break the law. The outlaws, the Australian outlaws.
I had some friends like they were actually quite a popular band, and they met because they were quite a big band in Melbourne. They met a guy called Molly Meldrum. Have you guys remember that guy, Molly Meldrum?
Yeah.
And like they like did paper rock scissors between them to see who would ask Molly for a fag, because like Molly was like a well-known like gay dude. So that was a funny story. Oh, I don't know. I don't keep track. Whatever.
I'm gonna see people like Saturdays on my streams. Like we're gonna see protests going on. So you said the bad word on the stream. So it wasn't mine. It was the guys. Go out.
That's the irony. Is the more you use a bad word, the less power it has. It's only when you're not allowed to say it that it has power.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, it's counterintuitive, and it's divisive as well. Oh, these people are allowed to say this word, and these people are not allowed to say this word. It's reinforcing a difference between those two groups of people. So like it's just
Yeah.
another way that they can subtly divide us in a way that's promoted as this rule is for good and it's actually for evil. However, there are some words that I don't say because very few people have worked out what I just said. So it's like you're looking at the risk of the people that you're going to upset, which is like the majority. And I don't want to have to sit there like justifying my shit and explaining things to people when they're not listening anyway. But yeah, I do believe it's a divisive tactic to have words that some people are allowed to say and others aren't.
I guess it's not only freedom of financial freedom is that money brings, is freedom of speech. And that's
absolutely.
something we're all fighting for, including words as the ones that we just mentioned. You're absolutely right. Money, it's power.
Yeah,
and we need that.
cancel
We
culture.
need that.
With cancel culture, people will go to your boss and cry to them until they fire you because it's less hassle for them to fire you than to put up with these whinging wokes. So that's one thing that when you're full-time crypto, no one can call my boss. They'd be calling me, and I would tell them to SMDFB or whatever the acronym is. So like you actually then you become actually uncancerable. There's no one that they can go to. Like, what are you going to do? Go cry to my mummy? Like, tell her to try and punish me? I'd be like, shut up, mum. So it's. I
have a solution. I have a solution. We should all become rappers. You know, they can get along with anything they say.
Rappers and stand-up comedians. We're all rappers and stand-up comedians.
Absolutely.
So then we can literally say whatever we want, whenever we want, and no one can question it.
Yep.
They're the only people that get a pass.
And you know things are going bad, like because comedians are like the canary in the coal mine.
If Dave Chappelle almost got cancelled.
If you see comedians getting cancelled, you know shit is like going sideways.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You just have a good day. Everybody's here. Tom Peter Gillespie's here. My good day, my mate.
Good day, Tom.
Good day, mate.
Good day, mate.
I'm the new Australian. Move over, KDP. I'm taking Australia.
Oh, yeah,
taking over Australia.
Tom's Australian as well. If you want to come on, Tom, I'll flick you the link.
You have some competition now, girl.
You can take Somi's spot.
Yes.
Shout out to the chat, by the way. Shout out to the chat who's been here for almost 4 years. Guys and girls, you guys have been great.
Everybody,
awesome. We haven't had many turds. Like there's been the odd turd. They don't hang around. You know, the good ones hang around and they've come back for more punishment.
I have just seen so few haters. Like maybe I just don't see them. They're just not on my vibrational level. They just don't exist in the same space as me. But I just like the entire time I've been in crypto, I could probably count on one hand the number of people who I would consider to be haters of like mine or any of the content I'm involved in. They just don't exist. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's your personality.
You've always had a very
doing a good thing. Yeah.
You've always had a very like let the haters exist attitude on stream. Like when there are haters, you never want to like kick them out of a chat or anything tangent. I've always been like, if there's a hater, I want to like shit directly down their throat. Like I don't like, it's like, get out of my space. I don't want to see them. Excuse the foul language.
Gang. You're with a tag gang.
Excuse the foul language, Georgia. Excuse the foul language. I'm sorry. That's what you get with the HEX late show, unfortunately.
So like I've got a pretty strong policy about this. Like very recently, Cookies lost his shit at me in a Twitter space. It's like last night for me. And it's like none of it upset me because none of it was true. And it's like if something that someone's saying to you upsets you, like I do whenever someone's like saying something to me, I will say, is there any truth to this? If any of it is kind of like where I'm like, man, what the hell? Like I'll check like am I actually, is any of this actually a thing that I need to work on? So I think it's something that like I do genuinely believe that if you're upset by something that someone's saying, then there could be an element of truth to it, and you should check that before like getting upset of what they've said.
Yeah, a lot of the fights that I witness on I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter. But a lot of the fights that I witness, it's like a WWE kind of fights. You don't know if they're real. You don't know if they're fake. But some people get very emotional. Don't let it get to you. You know, tomorrow will be another day. Move on. And if you believe in something,
I heard a thing. Oh, it's Sammy.
Hey,
Sammy.
what's up?
Hey, that's a great attitude, Georgia. That's a great attitude. Yeah.
Yes.
Sammy, how you going?
My girl.
Oh, good. How you all going? Good to see everybody.
Awesome. Awesome you could make it after work.
Yeah, thanks. It's been a long day, but I'm here. I'm here. What's going on? What are you talking about? What's Georgia saying? How are you, Georgia?
We're talking
What's up,
about
girl?
naughty words.
I said the word cunt like 20 times in a row.
How are you,
21 with
Georgia?
this one.
Hey, Tom. What's up? Hey, Doug. T-Bird.
Mr. Gillespie.
Excellent.
G'day. How are you?
Whoa, yeah. Oh, yeah. G'day, mate.
Look at this. This is fabulous.
Good day, Peter. Tom Peter Gillespie in the house. Australian.
How's
another
filming going, Tom?
Thunder from down under.
Are you a wog? Are you a wog, Tom? Gillespie doesn't sound very
I am,
woggy.
mate. Yeah, I am.
Well, you'll feel right at home here.
Always. I always feel home in Australia, mate. But yeah, this is wonderful. I don't think I've been on a stream with you lot together before. So nice.
We did one. We did one where I think it was me, you, when you
I was there.
when you were about to launch G'day, or just after you'd launched G'day, around the launch of G'day. We did a quick stream, but not on this show. We did it on the Not Hex show. You guys remember 43 Bluey?
Yep. I remember.
I remember.
We just had we had a quick chat. And yeah, man. So has everything been going well with that project, with the doco and everything?
Everything's going great. Just yeah, I've got a couple more interviews left just to get the rest of the bits and bobs in place and shoot some stuff next month. And yeah, I'm aiming for mid-year to get. It'll probably be another mini series.
Wait, that's soon. That's only a few months away.
Wow,
Yeah, I
you're a
know.
workhorse. That's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's coming. It's going to be a fucking good story, that's for sure. I mean, with the G'day token and everything, you know, and this the Tan Gang, you fellas over it, you know, it's just I think it's gonna be a good doco.
Awesome,
Tom,
man.
more people than I expected specifically said that they liked your Hex documentary more, like much more, than the high production cost version doco that was created around the same time. Does that fill you with pride? Does that is that something that?
Oh mate, it brings a tear to my eye, and no, a number of people have messaged me saying so, and you know, I spoke to those fellas prior to the Hex doco. Like I actually spoke to Richard about it as well, and so I spoke to the production company. There was a lot of back and forth in the very, very early stages, but when they got that 100 ether dropped into their wallet, I was like, oh fuck, you know, how am I going to compete now? And obviously it always comes back to the story, right? So I just had the better story, I think. And I also, you know, I was covering the community, whereas so there was less emphasis. I didn't have access to Richard, of course, so there was less emphasis on King Richard himself and more emphasis on you fellas and Sheila's. So yeah, I mean, I think.
Do you think maybe they just had too much high quality footage, and then it became like a case of trying? They're like, well, we've got so much quality content, we have to at least show a bit of all of it. So it just became like almost like a patchwork quilt of like little snippets rather than a consistent story.
I got a feeling there was too many cooks, if you know what I mean.
Well, oh, okay.
And
the people who had thrown money at it were able to.
I can imagine that's what's happened. So there's been some arguing in the background.
That's a classic VC issue where it's like then the vision of the founder or the artist gets lost as people who think they know better just because they're rich. And I'm not saying this is necessarily what happened, but that can happen where people are like, well, I want it to be like this, and I get a say because I've paid a lot of money, and then it just messes up the creative flow.
Yeah, no, it's probably some. I mean, I wrote a bunch of notes while I watched their film, and I was going to do a kind of respondezvous, but I decided against it because
like a reaction video.
Yeah, I was going to do that, but I've got to, there's no need really. Just let the audience decide, eh? But I've spoken with Toby Wonkanobi, and I think he was part of that production, and I'm hoping to get a chat with him soon enough. But he said it was a bit of a flop economically wise, and mine was close to breaking even this time around. It was only my second production. So, yeah,
that's amazing.
Third time. This one maybe make a little profit. I don't know. This Deegan generation is a potential for a broader audience at least.
Yep. Yeah, that's an amazing achievement to almost break even on any kind of piece of art, and to do that in a film. And like the problem is when you have so much money to spend, is that you do, I think, or there's the risk that you get caught up in just trying to make it look amazing and spending all of your money on just making it look amazing. And the thing about the HEX story is it's actually tons of stories. Like there's so many stories within, and then also you need to know other stories to know the background to other stories, and they concentrated on a certain part, and hopefully maybe it can still have some sort of virality when it becomes not a paid thing. But yeah, very, very hard to make money on a film, and especially when you spend so much money doing it. And I mean, they went for gold, you know what I mean? And maybe it's just part of a longer process, and in the next iteration of whatever they make, or like hopefully you build on what you've created, Tom, and like keep going. And once you,
I think also like the distribution side of things is a lot more complex and adds friction to getting things out. Like if it had just been picked up by Netflix immediately, the second they, that would make a big difference. Tom, if yours had been picked up by Netflix immediately, you know what I mean? Like all in this day and age, that's sort of what needs to happen.
Still time.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about this lately because I'm still, I'm trying to develop a sort of film making cult as well on the side so that I can, develop my production team broader. But what I've noticed is actually in the traditional film industry, you have to go big or go home, right? It's like everything has to be blockbuster, otherwise the investors are pissed off. But on the internet with streaming, I can't remember who said it, but I heard it years back. There's this idea that you only need about 1,000 fans or so to survive as a creator or a filmmaker.
If they're paying each year.
And there's a smaller model that's more geared towards independence. And the idea there is that if you can, maybe harness some of this internet tech and maybe blockchain tech, you can create lots of opportunities for smaller artists or creators.
And that's something that hasn't been done in crypto. We haven't had a Patreon kind of thing on a crypto version of that, where people just get say, I want to pay $10 a month to this person or whatever, and it all just comes out of their wallet.
There's a lot of opportunity there, and so I think what we see actually is the old film industry trying to take a bit of control over the internet economy and bring it back into this old world where it doesn't belong. It doesn't function properly anymore there. They're not embracing the tech really. They're trying to stranglehold it, as you would have seen by the amount of streaming services that have come out, bringing us back to cable type setup, right? Mm-hmm. So people are paying hundreds of $100 a month for fucking what?
Right. Shit.
And the next generation, they're getting most of their content for free through YouTube or what have you. So,
well, hey Tom, I wanted to say that I really enjoyed that I got to be a part of the documentary, and I'm really thankful. And it's one of my little bucket list things. To be in a documentary is really cool. and it being about crypto, which is my second or third love, is also cool. And I really enjoyed your doco. I think it was awesome. You did a great job, and look forward to the next one. So thanks for having me.
No, the pleasure was all mine, Sammy. I really appreciate you taking the time. I got to interview with some splendid people from the Hexagon community. So, and I think I captured a kind of broad, diverse bunch there. I think there was, 35 plus interviews or something I did. But it was good to have some fellow Australians in there as well, not just Americans like all the other content in the bloody world at the moment.
The thing that I really appreciated was that people say that when you get interviewed by a journalist, when they show the content, it will be like twisted and not represent what you truly said, like things out of context. And you absolutely did not do that to me. Like what is shown in your doco is truly representative. I think if anything, I think you maybe made me look smarter than my responses actually were. Like it was the opposite experience of what I had been told happens when you get interviewed by someone.
Is that right? Well, yeah. I mean, I've documentary, mate, is you just show it as it is, and you try to make sure often most content these days is geared towards this creating this division, right? This he said that. What do you reckon? This bipolar stuff, and that's fine to show that, but not just that, right? There's the shit in the middle as well. That's where all the fun is. So why wouldn't you show that and talk about that stuff instead of just trying to make it left versus right, or yes or no, or good or bad? It's all of those things, right? This spectrum. So, and that's I learned a hell of a lot on that journey as well about decentralization and the spectrum there, which I wasn't aware of, because that's often presented as a good or bad or yes or no dilemma, right?
I think, Peter, Tom Peter Gillespie, that I'm a big fan of yours, of your work, of you as a character. You have done an incredible job, not only with the documentary that you did for the Hexicans, but the fake influencer, the Bitman 360. It is an incredible gem that we have now here in the community paying attention to us, and it's the best way through a documentary to express how we feel, the true core of what Hexico is, or the crypto community, the degens in this case. What I felt watching your documentary is quite different from the Highest of Stakes. I know the Highest of Stakes was, like you said, many chiefs, a few Indians. There was a lot of people who had a lot of influence who were not probably producers or did not have the mentality of, like you probably have, the control. And I know they had to change a lot of things along the way. But watching their documentary, I feel like someone, from the outside watching something with your documentary, I feel like I was part of it. Like it was part of my life, what I was going through. So I think it's super important that we as a community, guys, pay attention to what Tom is doing and support. You're absolutely right. There's a lot of people paying a lot of money for information that we can find on YouTube. But I will definitely support someone like Tom if it's like on a monthly payment, whatever. I think, Tangent, you just said that I didn't even think about that. But these are the kind of projects that we do need to help, because if we can put in a little bit of our money that we spend on things that are not worth it, and something that is going to promote what we believe in and what we're invested in, I think that's the right move to do. Congratulations, Tom. Keep doing it. We're here to support you. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but that. And
Tom's also interviewed Elon Musk.
What? You did?
That's cool.
Really?
Oh yeah, I got lucky there. That was a while back now. Yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, didn't you know that? Tom's a bit of an ass.
Is this true?
Tell us the story,
I'm
Tom.
sure.
It's on your YouTube. Hang on, let's bring this up right now.
Yeah.
What the
It's
hell?
And I've interviewed a few big players in the past. Actually, I think I interviewed with Peter Schiff as well. And
Wow.
Hang on. So if I just look up Tom Gillespie,
Tarek Buterin, I think his name is, of the Ethereum.
Yeah.
Richard
Wow.
Holt himself, in fact. I see
Can
there's
I
a
get
fella
his
here
phone
asking
number?
how.
Can I get his phone number?
Richard Holt?
Yes, please. I want to tell him it was you.
You have to take that down.
We'll
No,
share with the
Rachel?
ladies. Ladies, I'm about to get Richard's number. Sammy, we'll take
No, I appreciate you
phone.
saying that, Georgia. Really nice of you to say so. And although I still don't, I'm still an independent. I do have a meme coin on PulseChain.
Good day. Good day. Good day.
Yeah,
Good day.
Good day, mate.
Exactly.
Good day.
And that's largely thanks to Hexicans that got me here. So, but I remain independent, and now with the Deegan Generation Docker, I think I can expand my horizons even further. But I'm obviously never going to forget where I came from, which was obviously Scooter Coin initially. But
Scooter, I want a Scooter coin on PulseChain. I don't know how you're going to do it, but I need to talk to Binman360. I think he has something. I think he has a vision. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he does. I invested heavily into it, but it's yet to come to fruition, unfortunately.
He's very active on social media.
Have you guys seen Have you seen our background, by the way, guys and girls? I think everyone should look at our background.
Let's see.
Have you guys seen the Bitcoin chart lately? Tangent.
Is that a background? Is that a background that we got like censored for in the past or something? Is that the significance?
That's someone we know.
That's just an old school background that both Unwrecked and I were very. We were in agreement that was the proper background for the Hex Late Show.
Oh yeah,
it's
Bitcoin.
Not,
dude.
Bitcoin.
Don't get me started.
I'm getting you started.
To say about that.
Bitcoin. Let's talk Bitcoin, and let's talk Bitcoin. So
we have hit all-time high.
Yeah,
the price
it hit all-time high.
All-time high.
Dude,
it's over. It's over. It's over for bears.
Did it hit 70? Did it hit 70 grand though? Did it hit 70 grand?
Yeah, it went over. It went over all-time high. Like it only for a week, but it went over all-time high by all the charts that because you know how there's different Bitcoin prices at different locations. So all of them got broken for a moment. But look, even though all-time highs theoretically in technical analysis should not be a resistance, historically for Bitcoin, we do see a little bit of resistance for whatever reason. I think it might just be because people start to go giga leverage long as you go past all-time high, because that's obvious that you're going to keep going. And then people see that as an opportunity to wipe out those leverage longs before actually going to the moon. So a little bit of a pullback off all-time high is not unexpected. And then it's literally like Ivan on Tech says, it could literally 2x in the next month. Like that's very plausible.
Amazing.
Of how quickly the price goes up once you're in new highs.
When are the alts going to run? How long after?
But isn't it?
Yeah, you need Bitcoin to take a breather. You need Bitcoin to sit down and take a rest.
But isn't this like not? We say that it doesn't repeat; it rhymes. History when we're talking about.
Yeah,
crypto.
that's why I was careful with my wording just then to not say this is what is going to happen based on the past.
It's interesting that it's happened before, like a month before over a month, 6 weeks before the halving.
because this time it's actually different.
It is actually different this time, isn't it?
Yeah,
and that's the question I've been asking myself. That thing that you say, oh, this time it's different. It usually is never different. It's usually just the same. And this time it actually is with the ETFs. And the question is, what about ETH? What about ETH's been pumping as well? And there's news that there's going to be an ETF in ETH. How far do we think that is away? Does that even need to come out, or is it just the speculation that's going to pump ETH on that?
Well, the reason I was able to predict the Bitcoin pump so accurately is because you could see the supply shock Like you could see the ETF inflows and outflows, and you could see that there was a net buying of like nearly $400 million worth of Bitcoin every single day, and that the sources of them for them to get those Bitcoins OTC outflows from other ETFs like GBTC and things like that it was going to hit the axis, and at that point there was going to be a supply shock. So you could literally pin it down to within a week, which I did, because of that. It was just so obvious. You could just see it on the chart if you were looking at the ETF flows. And so the question about ETH continues to get wrecked against BTC. Like if you look at a ETH BTC chart, you will see that it's in a almost 2-year-long downtrend. And playing the catch-up trade right now is just high risk because the ETF hasn't been approved. Bitcoin has all the attention. It has all the reflexivity. It has all the actual fundamental sentiment, everything about it. It's got the halvening coming up. Trying to do a catch-up trade with ETH at the moment is effectively like catching falling knives relative to holding Bitcoin. So I would prefer to see evidence that there is actually a catch-up trade starting to happen than trying to like guess the bottom, because that's all you're doing right now. You're catching falling knives if you're trying to rotate.
I don't know if you guys. Hey, Tangent, I don't know if you still follow Steph, who did Staker Wrap, but he recently put out a tweet where he showed quite a long bull flag on the ETH BTC pair, and he was suggesting that ETH's about to go super bull.
I don't think you can really draw bull flags over 2 years. Like I think that's a bit ridiculous. Like, look, here's the deal, right? So I think that's nonsense. But here's the deal. The most bullish argument I can make for ETH right now is that it didn't get completely destroyed while Bitcoin has been pumping its nut off to new all-time high. That's the most bullish thing you can say about it. That does show strength. That's better than it could have been. It could have got completely wrecked, but it didn't. It held
ETH
reasonably
BTC
strong.
flipped today, V says. What does that mean? Can you turn?
In market cap?
Oh, no, I don't think it means market cap.
If it broke out of that downtrend, if it broke out of that nearly 2 year long downtrend, then I would start to look at it for the.
Can we look at that? Is that something we can look at?
I'll bring it up here. I've got it here. I'll share it. Hang on.
It's just so the risk reward right now for trying to rotate into ETH, it's a lot more risk for slightly higher reward than waiting for the actual evidence.
Okay, do you see that?
But where's the flagpole on that? Look at how dysfunctional that looks like in terms of it being shaped like a flag.
Can we look on an actual chart rather than the tweet?
It's a 4-day chart. So it goes back like a long way. It goes back to 2000. Look, that's the whole history of ETH, basically.
Yeah, look, it's possible. Like, so it's effectively what all people need to consider is the risk reward. So it's possible that you could buy it here and it could go to the moon, right? But the risk you're taking is much higher than waiting for it to break out of that downtrend. So he's got that top line that's drawn there. That's the downtrend.
That's a bear trend, is it? Right.
Well, it's just a downtrend that's been intact for nearly 2 years. But as they've drawn, there's also an uptrend. So it's been higher lows and lower highs.
That arrow that he's got there goes all the way up to 0.45 of a BTC. Like that would be insanity.
I mean, he thinks it's going to flip. He thinks it's going to flip. He thinks it's going to flip.
So it's just why would you risk taking the position while it's still within the pattern rather than waiting for evidence of the breakout or breakdown? It doesn't make any sense. And then you can position yourself according to the actual to actually how it's.
Yeah, I'm not a trader. This is just kind of interest for me. I wouldn't be trading this pair at all.
So so there's a massive assumption here that this is going to break out where it could just as easily break down.
Yeah.
So
true. Yes.
I wanted to trade this pair without a centralized exchange. You could use something like PulseChain.
And also consider this Bitcoin ETF is no joke, bro. As in. it's really happening. You can really see the flows. This ETH ETF is like, it doesn't exist yet. Like
It's vaporware.
they could delay it for years, like they did with the Bitcoin one. So it's just.
Do you reckon Richard's going to be on the money with what was it? His 241,000 K top for Bitcoin this cycle?
I don't know why he picked such a specific thing. Was he trolling? Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to have such a specific target.
Well, he did call a 20K top, so he could be pretty much on the money.
Didn't he say in that tweet? Hang on, didn't he say in that tweet that this is not a prediction? Like,
He
didn't he
says-
like specifically say this is not a prediction or whatever?
Oh, of course.
Find the tweet. You'll be able to go on his feed and find it because he doesn't make that many tweets. But even if it wasn't a prediction, it sounded like a prediction.
But it's just if someone says this is not, or maybe he's just using like he's just being very clear just for legal reasons that he's not making a prediction.
Maybe. Do you think that, like what Somi says, these ETFs will push Bitcoin up to about the 80K mark and then we'll see a little retracement and then we go on the moon and like people might sell out at 80K thinking like they've hit the top when really it's not?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I think anything that's like, I always advise people not to do the, like, assuming that network participants are all going to behave in a certain way. Like it's such a dynamic group now. Like it spans from nation states right down to the poorest of the poor who are in this network now. So
my prediction is 99K
for the top.
Yep.
Bro,
really?
That's not even a 2x. And then if you do inflation adjusted and do in real terms, because the last top was in 2021, bro, and there's been at least 15% inflation every year. So you're saying that it'll barely make a new high.
I hope I'm
in real terms.
I'm most likely, as my wife likes to tell me,
I agree.
I'm wrong.
I agree with you. That you are very, very likely to be wrong about this. Yeah, because that's barely a new high in real terms. You're basically saying it's going to top out at roughly the same place.
Yeah, do you know why? Can I tell you why?
As last high.
But can I tell you
why would it do that?
For the same reason that all these legacy ETF dudes are aping in now, they'll ape out at like the second their panties get moist, they'll ape out.
No. But remember, dude, these ETFs are not finance bros. It's all sorts of participants that range right from pension funds, individual investors. Like people think of the ETFs as being institutional because the product is institutional, but the people who are buying it are not all institutional. So it's not like they're going to all have the same mindset. They're not sitting around doing cocaine on Wall Street, making decisions for everyone. It's the individual participants within that ETF. It's just opened the door to a shitload more people who don't want to get technological to buy the asset. That's all it's done.
Dude, like I said, I'm not married to that. I'm just saying, like, that was my call before. Like, that's my call, like, from a few weeks back. I looked at it.
But I'm just objecting to the reasoning, like, as in.
Yeah, that's fine. But like, I'll stand by my call. You know,
and the result. By the way, I'm objecting to the reasoning and the result.
I hope
that's fine.
I hope I'm wrong. Maybe, if we put it this way, if we go to 150, 250, dude, I'm happy. Like, you know, I'm not going to be upset by that scenario. But I just think that the second that the legacy people get a little bit of get their 2 years, 3 years worth of returns on that investment, I think they're cool. I think they're sweet.
So
I hope I'm wrong.
This is how I'm doing the calculation for myself in terms of the earliest that I will leave any cryptocurrency. I look at where do I think would be the most optimistic top, and then what do I think would be the retracement from there, right? Like, so if it's Bitcoin, it's only going to be like, I don't know, like 60 to 80% or whatever. If it's everything else, it's like 95 to 99%. If that price of most optimistic top with like plus the pullback is lower than where you are now, then I think it's okay to sell. Like, it's okay to start selling at that point. If the answer is no, that we're still below that point, then F that. because after you could round trip the bag and still end up in a better position than you are when you're selling right now. It's just the way I'm like, obviously, because there's some assumptions baked in there that you can't know for sure. But it's just a mental framing that I'm doing to make sure I don't sell too early.
Well,
right?
I hope you're right,
round trip
man.
the bag and
I
still
would
end
be
up
very
with more
happy.
money than selling now. Then why would you sell now?
I would be very, very happy for it to do what you're saying. And like, what do you think? What's your price prediction? Because I think we were talking maybe a few months back, and you said something like maybe 150. That was just price prediction.
So I would be super disappointed and shocked at anything less than a 2x from previous all-time high in real terms. So that's talking like, between 180 grand and 230 grand or something like that would be
from
the
top
range.
to top. From top to top.
From top to top.
Okay.
130 to 230, did you say,
180 to 230. Ballpark.
I think that's reasonable.
It depends on what you're using as your percentage for inflation, and it depends on what you actually just that. That's the only factor is inflation percentage, and that's it.
So from top to top, it did like what was it?
Last time
it did a 3.3 something.
Yeah, and obviously it'd be a little bit less than that in real terms, but
so it could very, very reasonably do like a 2x or a 3x or something. Like it could, and that would still be within that like diminishing multiples on the all-time highs.
And by the way, even that assumption of diminishing returns can be broken at any moment, right? There's no guarantee.
There's no guarantee that
has to happen.
It has to play out that way.
And the more that people expect something to occur, the less likely it is to actually occur, right? Like we've seen that now.
Yeah.
So, because remember, there was that whole thing, Bitcoin's never made the new all-time high before the halvening. Now that is broken. So these things get broken, the models get created, and then they just get broken. So there's no rule that says that we can't do more X's than the previous cycle.
Another one that got broken in the last 4 years was that Bitcoin has never been lower than the price 4 years previous.
That's true as well. Yeah, we broke down below the Yeah, so models break
maybe
all
that's
the time.
the trend. Maybe the trend is that thing that the models that we've looked at over in the last
this time is actually different because this time actually is different.
Every time it's really different, actually.
No, really different. Like really, really different.
I mean, RH has been pretty accurate on his calls historically. And he's basically in that tweet, he called for 241,000. And he just basically takes it from other like percentage moves and then replicates it. And that's how he got it wrong. His bottom call last time, he thought it'd go to 11K or 11K or whatever it was. And what did it go down to? Like 15 or something
on a week.
So
15.
So he didn't quite call the bottom this time.
I think he did. I think he did.
Well, whatever you want to argue, he got pretty close. Let's just say that.
Well, there's a video of him talking about that, Bluey.
I know. Yeah, I know.
But he says maybe we print too much money and we only go down to 15.
Yeah, exactly. So he got it more or less correct, right?
He had 3 or 4 ways that he could have spun that to him being correct, and he didn't do it. And I'm really proud of him for not doing that. Like he could have said, actually, it did flash crash down to my prediction on Binance. There was a flash crash to 11K. He could have said, actually, there is a video of me saying that because of inflation, 11 could equal 15. Therefore, I was actually right. He could have said, and there was one other one as well that he could have used as I was actually right, even though you guys think I was wrong. And instead, he just said, you know what, guys? I missed the mark on that call. It's moonbound. It's moon time now. Like as in the bear market is definitely in the past.
He said 11K and pray many times, like more than he said anything else.
And he's told us how he makes these predictions. He just basically goes off the percentage moves, and he just copies it over, right? Which is how he got the 11K. And now he's called for 241. So for Bitcoin. So what does it go? 241 and then down to what? A bit of a tracement from that to what, like half of that or
36,
something?
35, 36.
I think Ted DeFi said change it to 111K and pray for the bears. Bears start praying. Man, bears would be getting real religious by now. They'd be getting super religious.
What makes me think that, like, okay, maybe it will do that, but what makes me think maybe it could be different this time, even though I hate thinking
it is different this time.
Maybe it is different this time. Is now we've seen. Did you see that wallet that has been buying for the last 18 months 100 Bitcoin per day, DCA, right, over the last 18 months?
Oh, and they reckon it's the Saudis. Is that the one where they think it's Qatar or some shit?
Edward Snowden's kind of put out a tweet saying, like, don't be surprised if a country is self-buying at the moment.
Reasonable.
And then on top of that, there's another World Economic Forum bug eater video out where they are promoting Bitcoin now. So now we have a way for all of these big financial institutions to get into Bitcoin through these ETFs. And we have the WEF like advertising Bitcoin. Like,
it's because they're snakes, bro. They've got no fucking honor. They just say whatever benefits them. They don't speak truth. They just literally. They're just snakes.
Of course, I can't stand them. But my question is, have we entered the then they join you stage?
Oh, great question. Great question.
And if that's the case, this time it's different.
Wait a second. Then where's that on the? I just thought we just decapitate them and win. Where's the? Then they
join us, bro.
This is a legit comment. We should do a bitch tits poll. He says 90K. We should do a bitch tits of the week, but we'll never actually find out.
We just never have the reveal on who won.
10 years from now on the
next show.
Next
show.
Dude, why would people, apart from day 43, this is not aimed at him, why would anyone have targets that bearish? It's barely higher than the previous all-time high in real terms. Guys, start getting bullish. Like, I need people to I need people to stay bearish actually, but I really think it's in your best interest to be a bull in a bull market.
I don't have Bitcoin, so it doesn't bother me. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I hope it goes high.
It matters for the whole market.
I want it to go high. I hope it goes high. I would like to. Maybe it's a bit of that thing that we do sometimes where you err on the side of like lower, so that you're pleasantly surprised when it beats that. Maybe I'm doing a bit of that, like, you know,
like psychological protection, so that you don't get disappointed.
Yeah, so I've got more chance of being surprised and happy and euphoric.
All right, Bitcoin's going back to 53 and it's going to stay there for 6 months, guys. Back to 53 and then sideways for 6 months. That's my new prediction.
And then what?
Oh, you got me. You got me. Then it would be, if that happened, then it would be like fucking straight to $2 million. Like,
you know, I don't know about numbers. One thing I know is about how the crowd reacts. And I think if BTC is getting adoption by the big companies and the governments, I think it's something good for us. I only care about HEX, to be honest with you, and everything on PulseChain. But I think the mass adoptions will go, you know, we'll look for something else that is affordable. So I think that's something positive for us, even though, you know, crypto is getting into the hands that we don't want, but at least it's getting out there. I think we can stop people who want power to try to get a position in crypto, but it's the only way we have to promote what we believe in. So I think I cannot tell you about numbers. I only listen to Richard, and I know that he knows what he's doing, but I can tell you about people like me. You know, if I invest in 401k, now my employer is going to come back and say, oh, we have another option. How about crypto? We're going to do this. You know, as the transaction going to the all electronic payments, including paychecks, That is what I'm thinking. That is in my mind. You know, where
By
does
the way, the SAC wallets, I think the latest thing they've been doing is buying up ETH.
I heard something about that. What's up with that? I heard some shit about that. That's saying
So we have SAC wallets chucking stables into Aave and Compound to earn interest. We have some of it being bridged over to PulseChain and buying up PulseX and Ink. Ink is pumping like a motherfucker.
Wait, Binance tweeted about that. They tweeted about RH buying ETH or something. Like,
Really?
yeah. Did you guys not see that?
No.
Let's pull it up.
all I'm thinking is that imagine his bags if he had like unlimited funds supposedly before. Now with the prices, people's not even talking about that. What position is he in? Is he going to have a lot more to play with?
Dude, this is how retarded these guys are, right? So they've done the same thing the SEC did, where they're talking about Pulse and PulseX as if they are entities. So this says, this is Binance News. According to Blockbeats, PulseX has purchased $122 million worth of Ethereum through 6 addresses with an average buying price of 3.6K per ETH. This comes after reports that PulseX founder Richard Hart associated wallet holds over 700 million DAI, accounting for 15.5% of the circulating supply. SEC has filed a lawsuit against Richard, accusing him of selling under with the case set to begin in 2023. What? They must mean 2025 or 2024 or something. Because the article was written. The article was written today,
artificial
on the 5th of March. So they've got a date that's in the past on an article that was released today, set to begin. Is that 2025 or?
Man, you would have to be crazy
typo.
Not to.
It's AI generated.
Yeah, AI.
They're all AI generated. Those posts on
everything.
Binance,
maybe.
Pretty much all media.
Especially those lazy fuckers.
But they still have to decide what to put up, don't they? Like it's not like they might make the article in AI, but they still have to decide. Someone has to decide that's what we want the news to be.
Guys, you don't understand the kind of people. The kind of people that have the control. I was in media. Imagine me having control of what goes on in the media. Well, like me, most of the places, most of the general market media have people like, that they get a low in pay just to be there, just as a buddy, and they don't check the facts. They just got down in personnel. They don't have people who are writers. They don't invest in that. So of course, most of the stuff is going to be computer generated or artificial intelligence generator, and not even checking the facts. It's going to be, okay, we need an article. 5 minutes. I'll have it one in 5 minutes. Hold on 1 second. Grok or Grok, whatever Elon is doing, write down an article. Pick up whatever you find out there. And that's how we don't get the right information. That is what they're feeding, the masses. So it's sad.
So they've just made a law in India, I believe, that certain types of computation is not allowed, and it specifically relates to AI.
How on earth do you do that? How is that?
So what that is, and I actually saw it was a retweet by Eric Voorhees, and he was saying, okay, so you guys are just like out, like doing math illegal. So that's where we're at. Where it's good luck with making math illegal. Good luck with that. Let's see how that works.
My initial reaction was identical to that, where I'm like, good luck with that. But then I thought, there are things that we are not allowed to do with our computers, right? Like, use your imagination. That, sure, like, they can't stop you from doing it, but they can punish you if they can prove that you did.
Yes.
So it's possible that they can just make that rule. And then if they can somehow check that to see if a computer did actually do that, then you would be in deep trouble. So it's not insane to think that they can enforce that.
They can make a law about anything, but the problem is if you're a government and you make a law that you can't police, then people realize how you don't actually have any power. Therefore,
that's true as well.
Does it count if you're if the
That's
computer that's doing the AI is in a different country and you're logging in remotely.
Ooh,
Do you know what I mean? Like
question.
it's a very like if they can get their hands on the computer, because you know what the thing is, I saw
Amazon Web Services, and then you just do it there.
and you just log in and do it on. The other thing is that I saw a podcast. I listened to a podcast a while back, and they went down this path of what happens if they make AI computation illegal, and essentially the guy was just like, the only thing that you can do, like if they really want to like crack, is airstrikes. And there's actually people in the US. No shit. This was what they said. There's actually people, a faction of one of the political parties in the US that are for preemptive strikes on data centers. Yeah. So I mean that is that is a potential, and that's where some people want to go. I mean it just shows you what sort of a wide diversity in thought that there is in the world, right?
USA
by the way,
itself back into the Stone Age was definitely
Brizology in the chat. If you Brizology, you're in the chat. There's something I want to talk. If you can make it onto this stream, that'd be cool. If you can't, that's cool as well. But I want to I want to talk to you about your angle on the whole PHEX EHEX thing. And I know this has been done to death, but I see you like talking to people about it, and and I want to talk.
The likelihood of him coming on here while I'm here to completely intellectually bitch slap any dumb shit he has to say is zero, dude. He wouldn't.
Briz is awesome, and he was the bull. He was the ink bull before ink even got popular. You know.
No, but I don't want him to get bitch. I want to, because I see both sides of like, but I just want to hear it from, because I understand
you want to hear the dumbest takes in all of crypto.
But I want to hear the justification of, because I understand like the angle of like, yeah, if we all just like go into that, then that is like bigger. But I understand that angle. I understand it. But the thing is that I also think that people have stakes for 15 years that they're gonna want to mint. So how do you stop those people from caring about those stakes? How do you stop them?
You can't use logic. You can't use logic to work out a retarded premise. Like you're doing this the wrong way around, bro. Like
you can only work things out with discussion, man.
Terrible.
You can't.
Terrible, bro.
We can't resort to violence for something that can be resolved with words.
This is our last show, guys.
I wasn't using violence. I was just using words.
This is our last show. So if it's our last show, we can go out with a bang. Like
Look what he said. He said the OA won't let EHEX die. So he's not like he's for EHEX as well.
Yeah, that's
didn't the SAC address?
I don't understand. I've heard
else but EHEX went up by its liquidity, as per what KDP said. By the liquidity, it just pushed EHEX up, so no one needs to worry about it.
This is beyond my pay grade, fellas. I'm going to drop out, eh?
It was great to see you.
Nice having you on, mate. Thanks for coming by.
I appreciate the opportunity, eh? And good luck with whatever happens after this final show. I guess you guys will spin off your own little television series or something. But
yeah, you need to do a documentary about this. Tom Peter Gillespie. This is the core of HEX.
This might be the final scene, actually, as we go to credits.
Oh my goodness!
Cheers, man.
Cheers, Tom.
Take it easy. Nice one.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like there's a slot open if anyone wants to come on and give bad takes, so I can fuck them up.
Someone that wants to come on. I have someone who's here.
No, not just anyone. Not just anyone. Day 43 wants someone with terrible takes. Day 43 specifically wants someone to come.
First of all, there's no point like anyone like coming on just so we can ad hominem each other. We should like
Especially when I love
just
both
wanna
of
hear-
them so
I just want
much.
to hear like both. I want to hear both sides. I understand both sides. I feel like I understand both sides, and I feel like both sides are closer to each other on what they believe than they're willing to admit to each other. That's actually what I think, because I've heard both
I
sides.
don't even understand I don't even understand the basic kind of argument.
I want to hear Lola because she's probably saying something more intelligent than what's
Lola
going
doesn't
on
want
right
to
now.
talk. She was like, "What the heck?" Yes, say hi, Lola. Say hi to the guys. She's upset because I woke her up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, hey Lola.
Brutal.
Oh, you're sending kisses?
I love Lola.
She
I'm
loves
in love
you
with
too.
Lola. What a beautiful sock puppet you are.
Yeah, I agree with you, Archie.
She says she's here to answer any questions. Now that Breeze doesn't want to come up here, she'll answer all the questions.
No, he's coming.
Doesn't know.
He's coming.
Breeze coming?
He's-
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Give him a minute.
Yeah, like so this is can I just say this is I sort of agree with this, right? So people have stakes for 15 years on their HEX. It's not going anywhere. It's going to be around. Yep. It's going to be here. But let's face it, PHEX is where it's at to make stakes, especially if anyone has ended a stake in the last month. Oh my goodness.
I know. Well, that's the thing. I've got a stake at the moment that I'm not ending, and it's going to be bleeding 1% a week, and I'm not going to end it if it's not financially reasonable to end it. And that is kind of actually bullish for ETHEX, because there's all going to be all of these stakes that aren't worth ending.
Ethereum's like becoming unusable because it's just so bloody expensive.
Yeah, absolutely, it's unusable. Yeah.
And we all got a copy in PulseChain, guys. So I feel like, if it's there, if it stays in ETH, that's fine. I have my copy in PulseChain, so I'm happy. Right, Linda?
So I think Briz is coming on. And by the way, people in the chat, let's not let's not call people names, okay? Let's not call people names. We're above that. We're above that. I'm interested to just hear the take, because like I said, I think people are closer together on this point than we're actually.
Hey, Breeze, what's up? How are ya?
How's it going, guys? Mic check, mic check.
Good.
Hey, Breeze, are you in the middle of the night there, mate? What time is it?
Yeah, it's like 4 a.m. I don't know what George is doing up.
I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a joke. No, I'm just kidding. I want to be here. I was invited, and I think it's wow, what a treat for
What's
me.
up,
Bucket
Mr.
list.
Tangent?
I'm checking something out of the bucket list, right, Lola?
You got some things to say about me?
It's great that you could make it, because 43 is looking for some terrible takes.
All right, here's a terrible take. Anyone that's actively promoting Ethereum proof of work, you're a fucking dumbass. How about that one? If you're trying to get people to go on to
43,
Ethereum proof of work,
bro, and it comes out the gate with a terrible take.
Look, I'm not interested in
the difference between
in talking about proof of work. So let's get
why
to
proof of work is the only real blockchain.
Hang on.
Do that, guys. Come on.
Hang on.
ETHW is trash.
Well, this is going to be boring debate.
Wasn't that the same as the first one? That doesn't count. That's only one terrible take so far, because it's the same one that you just said. He's just repeating himself now.
Let's
other takes.
Okay, guys. I've muted you both. Okay. So, what I want to know is, Briz, tell me your position in relation to HEX on Ethereum, just so I can hear it. Okay. Surely you don't think we should all just abandon it?
I think we should just start migrating to the PulseChain. I mean, if you're promoting Ethereum Classic as the investment vehicle, like, you're kind of a dumbass.
All right, so we're not talking about Ethereum Classic. We're talking about Ethereum.
Yeah.
We're talking
about
Ethereum.
Know the difference, bro. He doesn't know.
hang on, tangent. So, but we're talking about just regular Ethereum where HEX is, where
Yeah.
it started out, right?
Yeah,
And people
what about
like
it?
we have like you. I know, like I don't know for sure, but I'm assuming you have some long ass stakes, man, on Ethereum, right? I'm assuming.
No, I'm staked out 15 years on Ethereum.
Yeah. Okay. So, and I'm also assuming that in 15 years or whenever it is, you want to end those stakes and then potentially migrate across, whether you swap them or whether you bridge them or whatever you do, whatever the system is, then you want to take them over to a cheaper chain. Yeah.
If it's viable, sure.
If it's viable. Yeah. So I agree with you on that. Right. Do you like tangent? Do you like on that specific point? Do you like disagree with that? Like, do we agree that if
Sorry, dude. I stopped listening as soon as he didn't know the difference between Ethereum and Ethereum Classic. Like, I didn't hear the rest of what he said. Dude, his takes are terrible. Like, the worst in crypto.
Stop attacking the man. You're attacking the man rather than the ball.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what's
Answer
the
the
next
question,
take?
tangent.
What's the next terrible take? What's the next take? What was it?
How do I not know the difference between Ethereum and Ethereum Classic? How did you come up with that?
If it's viable, define that. What's the metric? What
No. I want
not viable.
I want to know how I don't know the difference between Ethereum and Ethereum Classic. How did you come up with that?
Because you called Ethereum Classic. Like,
no, I didn't.
I don't know if your memory goes.
I was talking about Ethereum Classic.
Okay. So
if you're promoting
wasn't in the conversation,
that we should be investing on Ethereum Classic.
No one was talking about Ethereum.
Getting annoying.
I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. Like, the only reason I want to have this just to understand, because I hear a lot of people going at Briz, and I want to understand what it is about his position that is wrong. I want to understand it, because what you've said so far, I don't disagree with. I don't disagree with hanging on to your stakes for 15 years on Ethereum and then migrating over as they come out. Like, I don't disagree with that. I think that that's reasonable, right? And what exactly are we disagreeing
is that
on
actually
here?
consistent with what he's said in the past?
Well, I'm just worried about what he's saying now. I'm just worried about what he's saying now.
Basically, we should all be migrating over to the PulseChain HEX. You know, we should be concentrating all of our brand new purchasing power over on the PulseChain HEX.
But in your words, over the next 15-year period, is that correct?
No, right now.
Well, 43 asked you about what about the ones that are staked out 15 years, and you said that's so you're already.
I said what?
Yourself.
I said what?
Is it over the 15-year period, or is it right now? And if
I agree.
Right now,
so, Briz, you're talking about starting now and then migrating it all over the next 15 years,
at least be consistent.
Right?
Just pick one. Like, pick one out of the two. Now, or is it in 15? Is it over the next 15 years?
Dude,
and then
quit trying to twist up my words.
I'm not. I'm trying to get clarity.
Bitter little hater, all right? Dude, you're fucking so bitter, dude.
Remember what Bluey just said?
You're not even listening to anything I'm saying, dude. You're not even listening because you're so fucking bitter. Dude.
No, I'm listening, and I'm listening reluctantly and asking for clarity, and you're not providing it. You're contradicting yourself and unable to just pick one. Is it now or is it over 15 years? Just answer the question. It's a simple question.
What are you talking about now or 15 years? What?
Bro, you are saying people's attention and economic energy should be focused on the PulseChain side. 43 has mentioned that many of us have stakes that go out as far as up to 15 years on the ETH side. Is your comment, so including you, is your comment now or in 15 years?
What, that we should migrate to PulseChain?
Whatever it is that you're suggesting. This is your thing. This is your terrible take.
Now or 15 years of what? What do you want me to fucking tell you? I think we should start migrating to the PulseChain now.
Liquid stuff.
I agree.
I'm not here to tell you what I want. I'm here trying to get clarity.
You just heard me. Stop buying EHEX, you dumb shit. How clear is that? Is that clear enough?
So you're
Tangent
choosing now.
PHEX.
It's now. You're
Yeah.
choosing now.
And
Okay,
don't
what about the
worry
stakes?
about
So what
your
about the
EHEX.
stakes?
Shut the fuck up.
So what about the
Don't
stakes that go out to
worry
15
about your
years?
PHEX or your EHEX stakes.
I'll shut the fuck up when you actually
EHEX
take a
won't
clear
die.
position.
All right.
What'd you
EHEX
say?
isn't gonna
EHEX
die.
won't die. Okay.
No, the OA is going to take care of us. Okay.
Okay.
Don't worry about like, oh no. What
This
if
is-
So
my
that sounds
this
like
is
a contradiction.
Do you know what this sounds like to me, actually? Let me just jump in here. I actually think the positions that you guys hold are actually much closer together than you're willing to admit to each other. And you actually just don't like each other. And you want to shit on each other.
Dude, I don't have any.
that's-
Dude, I don't have
he's
anything
a
personal
hater.
against this guy. I just hate people that
No.
can't be logical and consistent and clear.
I'm absolutely logical.
I think I
we should
understand
all be
what every-
buying PHEX. Stop
Yeah.
sending new people to EHEX and HEX on proof of work.
So, okay,
chains,
so let's
all right?
summarize what you've said so far. You've said, focus your shit on PulseChain side because the other one's not worth supporting anymore. However, Richard Hart will come in and save that side of the chain. And if you have 15-year stakes, then it's okay for you to be doing it over 15 years, but also everyone should be doing it right now. Like, dude, just explain how this is not illogical nonsense. Like, just pick a
Why don't you explain to me your broken fucking brain?
So, okay, so why don't you be specific about what you think people should do? You want people to stop buying ETHs.
Here, I will tell you, buy PHEX. Stop buying EHEX.
Stop buying EHEX. Okay.
Yes.
So then what about the people?
That's so clear.
So you want people to abandon the Ethereum side? Guys, I don't even know why I'm wasting my time with this. Do you understand that you're contradicting yourself?
No, I'm not.
You are contradicting yourself. Yes, you are. You are saying that Richard will save the EHEX side and that those 15-year stakes are going to be all good and that you've got up to 15 years to transition your shit over, but that also we should all be actively right now abandoning that side. This is this EHEX, PHEX nonsense. I thought we got
your
past
nonsense.
This.
You're nonsense because
I thought you PHEX maxis got slapped down so hard that you weren't going to get back up again. And now you're backpedaling some nonsense, bro. It's so retarded.
Briz, I have a question.
That's
Briz,
great
I have a
that you want to
question
come
for
on
you.
this stream and look foolish. That's great.
Briz, I have a question.
And that I just completely like.
Hang on,
your
Tangent.
brain's
I got a question for
Tangent.
Briz. I would like to know. Would your position change if Ethereum somehow get their shit together and can make the cost of end staking on the ETH side like really cheap? You know, like
There are some people in the chat that are so retarded. They're like restating someone's argument is not the way to discuss. I am highlighting to you how retarded his shit is by showing that it is logically inconsistent. If you are not smart enough to realize that and you think I'm just repeating what he said, then you are even more retarded than he is.
Oh boy.
So the question was,
no one's gonna buy your HEX on Ethereum proof of work, buddy.
The chart says otherwise. The chart says otherwise, bro.
I don't even know where to even see.
In fact,
hang on.
chart. In fact, the EHEX chart, the EHEX chart has been
coming out next month. Gas won't be that much of an issue. So if that happens, okay, me too. I'm of that same opinion. When it comes to ETH like upgrades, I'll believe it when I fucking see it, right? But let's just assume that in 5 years' time, they get their shit together and fees are lower.
The general point that Bullish
surely,
is making there
surely we're
shows
not
that
telling people
you don't know the future and you're making assumptions that you're not admitting. See, this is how bad your take is. You're not saying, assuming this, these are the limitations and shit like that. You're not being logically consistent. You're not stating your assumptions. You're literally just coming here saying ridiculous shit like stop buying EHEX and only buy PHEX.
Yeah.
Guys, anyone that's watching this right now who does not realize how retarded that is, you're probably not going to make it. Leave crypto. Seriously. If you can't see how bad a take that is, you should leave crypto. And this is not me being like a hex maxi. This is nothing to do with what the assets are. This is just me
Protecting your bags.
to be No, this is not bag.
Yeah, because you went extra hard on the EHEX when you should have went into the PHEX.
Dude, I've got both. I've got plenty of both, and I've got other assets as well. Like as in,
yeah, I know. I'm sure you got both, but I'm sure you
and
probably
by the way,
I would
admit my bag buys. I would admit my bag
better
buys.
gamble, and
that's the difference between me and these PHEX maxis.
Hang on,
why did Richard Hart make PulseChain?
I want to hear Sammy.
Because Ethereum was unusable over the last bull run. So it makes sense to migrate over to PulseChain. If you can afford, if you're a big player, to stay on ETH, cool. And if their problem's really being solved with the gas, cool. More fun.
100%, Sammy.
With the information you have to readjust your risk. Like
I just paid $500.
Hang on, Briz.
Like, thank God we've got PulseChain and PulseChain HEX so that our stakes are actually worth something. You know what I mean? Like, we could be in the situation now where, like, it is actually, like, it really kills the thing. And he foresaw that. It took ages, but we got it. But now you just have to, I think, readjust. Like, the world changes. And we don't know what the future is. It has a different risk profile, EHEX. Don't stake it,
especially if you're a big staker. Like if you're a big staker, if you believe in the whole staking thing of HEX, and just let's be straightforward and honest. Not everyone in the HEX community stakes. There's like a lot of people out there in the HEX community that just trade, buy and sell. That's all they do. They don't really stake at all. Okay, and that's fine because that's what crypto is about. You do what you want,
or farming,
or farm, or whatever you do. But I think you guys are actually closer together on what you believe, like in crypto, than This is sort of. I just think you just don't. I think
when this EHEX,
I think you just calling each other names. I think that's all.
When this EHEX PHEX stuff first started, I went on a stream with Furu Finance against the suggestions, recommendations, and desires of many people within the community. They were like, don't go and stream with that clown about this nonsense. I did it anyway.
Furu is awesome.
And I would recommend for people to go and watch that stream, except for the fact that I crushed him so fucking badly in it that he took it down, edited the video, and put it back up again to remove the shit where I fucking smashed him so fucking badly that he looked foolish. This EHEX PHEX maxi shit has been put to rest, guys. It is
any maxi is bullshit.
Thank you, Bluey. Another great point. And any maxi is retarded.
Any maxi about anything is stupid because none of us know the future.
Exactly.
None of us know the future at all, and things can change a lot. And we've seen that over our 4 years of having this show. Like at first we were making like daily stakes when we were first making this show. You know, people.
Hey man, can I just say something? I knew that shit was retarded from day one. Like daily stakes, come on. Why do you want to be like making daily stakes? Like it's the dumbest shit I've ever heard of in my life. Like, why would you do daily stakes? But people did them because they were just, do you know what? It was a new toy, and they were like, look what I can do. And look at this beautiful pattern. Look at this beautiful fucking thing, wavy pattern that I've made. And I remember looking at that, just saying, who's got the time in this world? Meanwhile, I'm just fucking throwing shit out like a frisbee. Fucking, where's that going to land? Like, because in that first go.hex.com staking website, there was no calendar on it. So you had to work out where you're going to put it out there, and then put in a number of days, and then work it out like with a website sort of date calculator. Like, what's this many days from today, and then like work it out that way. So people are just throwing shit out.
Anyone who says they haven't been making mistakes is lying. None of us could have predicted this journey 3.5-4 years ago. Like, that there's just too many things that have popped up and changed, and that's going to be the same for the next 4, 10, 15 years.
Lola's such a good guest. Listening
She's a
to
good
everyone.
guest. She's the best guest on here
So
tonight.
if I could say this, I just did a 3-year stake. I just ended it. It cost me, it was worth $800 total. Like, wow, great, right?
You
It
probably
cost
didn't
me
get anything.
$500 to end it.
Yeah,
Ethereum.
Cost me
it's not
11.
usable.
It cost me
No,
11 cents.
But hang on, Briz. But hang on, you
What?
had that copy of Pulse, so you would have got money off of that.
But listen to me. Let me finish. Let me just speak a couple words, people. It cost me 11 cents to end it over on the PulseChain. But here's the deal: that Ethereum stake, the principal that I first put in, it was like $100, and now it's worth 800, and it cost me 500 to end it. So I waited like 3 years for
2x.
$200. Yeah, like a 2 or 3x.
That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. At least that's not losing. Like,
At least it's not losing, but dude, it's so annoying to see that I should have received $800 on that $100.
But can I just make a point, Briz? The other side wouldn't exist at all. The other side, the PulseChain side, would not even exist if the fees were lower on Ethereum. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like so we have to like just it is what it is, and let's just hope that Ethereum can get their shit together and lower these gas fees, because I ended a stake that cost $1,000 Australian bucks.
Yeah,
and
you better hope.
You
better hope that if you do like a 1-year stake on the HEX, you better hope that the fees.
Obviously, you don't make short-term stakes on ETHEX. That's crazy.
That's all I do.
These guys are naive and complacent, and they have no humility. They think they can see the future. They think they know what's best for everyone. It's fucking retarded.
Unless it's a massive stake.
Guess what?
Unless you're
I
doing
can
massive
see the future, buddy.
Anyway, it's unusable. I mean, why should you have to pay that much to get it out? Well, I just don't understand it.
It's unusable, Tangent.
But I think Alex was talking about a way to try and somehow end your Ethereum stakes on PulseChain. People say it can't be done yet, but who knows with the technology they may bring in.
Can I answer Magic Carpet Ride? I'm sorry, dude. I got all my stakes already made. Now I understand my new stakes can be done with you guys, and I could save a lot of gas fees, and that's pretty awesome. And I thank you guys for inventing that potential possibility. But my current stakes are staked out for 15 years. So, Richard fixed the gas fees. It's on the PulseChain. Richard wants you to buy HEX on the PulseChain. He doesn't want you buying HEX on all these other chains.
Who are you? Okay? His interpreter? If he wants that, then he can fucking say it, bro. He never said that.
Yeah.
Are you going to put words in his mouth?
I'm speaking for him. Okay.
What the fuck? No one gets to do that, bro.
Guess what? I'm doing it right now. He wants you to buy PHEX, buddy. No, I know. He wants you to buy PHEX, buddy. All right? Trust me. He doesn't want you buying HEX on Ethereum proof of work.
We are in this industry. We being the G's, the cypherpunks, are in this industry for self-sovereignty. You are doing the opposite, speaking for another man. No one of any honor is going to respect your behavior.
Dude, you're never going to respect it, and I don't care. I don't want your respect.
Yeah, that's in line with what I just said. No one of any honor will respect your behavior.
Honor. Are you researching the way of the sword?
He can't even quote the shit correctly.
I think
he can't even quote the shit correctly sarcastically.
My take on this, I think, is spot on. You guys are closer in agreement on the facts. Hang on. I think you guys are closer together on what you actually functionally would do
Dude,
then
we're both
then you're willing
Bitcoin
to admit to
lovers.
you're
because he
willing
says
to
and does the
admit
other.
to each other. But do you guys both love Bitcoin? Yes, you guys
Yeah.
both fucking jerk off to Bitcoin every night, right? That's what you both do.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
do
because
not.
but this is
I
because
run a
my
fucking
words
node.
and my behavior are consistent.
Well, how about these
Say one
words?
thing publicly and do the opposite.
Your
That's
words-
Well,
why
how
you
about
nailed it,
these
43.
words?
Our
Richard
behavior.
Hart did say he doesn't want to see cheap hex anywhere, and anywhere means any chain,
Quote
and
of the
that's why he
century.
said that was his words.
And yet, Hex on Ethereum Fair, Richard's not endorsing that. If you think Richard wants you to buy Hex on Ethereum Fair, you're retarded, Tangent. Okay, you're dumb if you think
I never
Richard
said
wants
that.
you to do that.
I never said
Okay.
that, and I don't make claims about what he said or meant because I don't do that shit. I'm not gonna interpret or say that someone said something or that they implied it or that they would want it, because I know that people can speak for themselves.
I know it's very convenient for you when you want to shill people's shit projects.
ETHW is a bit of fun. You know, that's all it is
Yep.
right now. Maybe the
Yep.
chain will grow into something else, but it's been fun while we've been mucking around on it.
Okay.
Tangent.
All right. So I'm gonna draw a
So
line under that.
Brizology here is of the opinion that no one should be allowed to go and experiment with different technologies,
Tangent
different
didn't
chains.
even think I would come on this stream. That's how bad
I do
of a
respect
predictor
you
he
showing
is.
up because you've come on and looked incredibly foolish, and so I respect the fact that you were willing to come on here and just have me absolutely crush everything that you've said.
Yeah,
so far.
you're gonna
That-
go
that's-
run around
At
to like
least you've got,
Tang
at
and
least
you're
you've got
like,
the
oh
balls.
look,
At
I
least you've got the
crushed
balls to come on
Brizology.
here and look
Look
like a
at this
dumbass.
video where I totally crushed him.
I think
You're gonna have to delete the video and completely remove it because I crushed him so
No,
bad.
let me just say something. This video will not be removed, and I
This
will.
video
I-
absolutely will not
let
be
me.
removed.
I'm going to let's appeal to the intelligence and the fair-mindedness of the audience.
Yeah, let's talk to chat. We're gonna miss you guys.
Let's let them decide what they think. They're smart enough to work out what they
Bro,
think.
I have seen.
Briz is the man, keeping it real.
Look. It's not going to
Love
be
you,
fair if you go
Tom
to the
Box.
comments. It's not going to be fair if you go to the comments because the Tang Gang is there and they all think that. Well, many. I don't want to speak for everyone in the Tang Gang, but a disproportionately high number of people in the Tang Gang think Brizology is fucking retarded. So.
Well, that's not very nice. That's not very nice. And
if we vote the shit, so let's not.
why
do that.
doesn't the chat just say something pleasant? You know,
Everyone
it
just
takes
make
more
up
of a
their-
man to say something nice and be kind than not to be. So if the chat
Everyone
wants
just
to
make up their
comment,
own mind of
put
whether they
something in the chat.
Brizology has
But don't
come
be
here and
nasty.
represented why you should dump
Simple.
your fucking EHEX. Like, as in, you.
And
you all,
remember,
that's the point
EHEX
of
will
crypto,
never
right?
die. The OA will take care of you, okay? If you
That
got a
contradicts
stick
what you said
over there,
before.
the OA is gonna take care of you. He's not gonna just let your
So then why sell
thing-
it? Like, step through this with me logically, bro.
No. It's
If
boring.
you genuinely
to
believe
sell.
that first
I didn't
comment,
even
if
tell
you
you to
genuinely
sell
believe
it.
that
No one
this
cares.
I
guy-
think
You're
Take
you're
the
putting
done.
words in my
logic.
mouth, Mr.
Can I say
Cypherpunk.
something?
I didn't
No, I
say
didn't.
sell it.
I just asked you a question. I
say
didn't put
something?
any words in your mouth. That's
You
a
told me
question.
why sell it. Why sell it, huh, Mr. Briz?
Yes, that's called a question.
Yeah,
That's
I never
not
said
me-
to
that's
sell
not
it,
me putting
buddy.
words in your mouth. There's a difference.
I'm just saying all brand new purchases should go to the PHEX side. If you're gonna buy Hex, you should be
Yeah,
buying
everyone-
Hex on PulseChain. As simple
Whatever.
as that.
Okay, that's look, I think we can draw a line under it. Okay. You guys can agree to disagree.
Concentrated
You- but
buys
now
are
that I think-
greater than
I think I
dispersed-
understand now. I think I was correct in my assumption that you guys are actually closer in what you think
I
on
I
this
think
on this
so
point.
too,
Then you're willing
43.
to. Then you guys are willing to admit. You're not willing to admit
I
it, but
agree.
you know.
43,
you are,
you're just
Briz?
happy because you got what you wanted, which was someone to come on and give terrible takes. That's what you wanted. That's what I hope you're happy.
Oh, but the
Hey,
last
at least
3.5
my takes are
years-
honest. All right.
Like the last 3.5 years,
The
what
takes are
it's been
delusional.
like everyone just talking
You're
over each other,
delusional.
arguing about nothing is just perfect. This is
The
just
perfect.
exactly what it was like for so long.
Yep.
Well
So
done.
so anyway, we're gonna do something now that Tangent does not like. So I don't even know if he's going to stick around for this, but I've got the HEX contract game show right here. Hang on. Everyone's muted. Everyone's muted right now. Sorry, tangent. Everyone's muted right now. Everyone's muted. We've got the HEX contract game show. Okay.
$880. You want both showcases at $1 million. You want both showcases at $1 million. $1 million, buddy.
Over $1,300,000,000 $1,300,000,000.
The United States of America.
There we go. Okay. Straight into question one. Which document talks about HEX stake sacrificing? A, the HEX white paper. B, the Bitcoin white paper. C, the HEX staking deep dive. Or D, the original hex.win website. Sammy.
C.
Georgia.
Lola, what do you think? Z. What?
Bluey.
D.
D. Bluey.
I'm going to go D as well. D.
Tangent.
I'm not playing.
You're not playing. Okay.
I'm shopping for cars.
Okay.
I'll meet you guys. I'll meet you guys at the end.
I need HEX right now.
I'm sorry. I was messing with my volume. I didn't hear the question.
The question is, which document talks about HEX stake sacrificing? A, the HEX white paper. B, the Bitcoin white paper. C, the HEX staking deep dive. Or D, the original hex.win website.
I'm going to change mine to C.
Yeah, deep dive.
And that is correct. The answer is the HEX staking deep dive, which is a document that not many people know about. It's hidden in the HEX white paper. It's a link in the HEX white paper that you have to go click on to get to it. So if you have not read that, you should go read it. Okay. Question number 2. In the HEX staking deep dive, what is the author's recommendation regarding sacrificing stakes early? A, it can be done with or without modeling. B, it should be done only after a lot of modeling. C, it can be done regardless of the share rate. Or D, it should never be done. Sammy.
A.
Lola.
B. B. She doesn't read, so she hasn't read. Did you read the contract? You did. Oh, okay.
Bluey.
B.
D.
Briz.
It shouldn't be done. Don't early in stake.
That's the take for the average person. However, in the staking deep dive, it says that it should be done only after a lot of modeling. And you know what? I actually think that is not aimed at your average person. I think was aimed at very, very, very large players.
So is that A, B, C, or D, 43?
It's B. Sorry, B.
Oh, bumhole.
Yes.
You see? Lola won. You were right. You read the contract. She
All right.
did.
Question number 3. What is the maximum longer pays better bonus a user can receive from staking HEX for 2 to 3,641 days? A, 1x the input HEX. B, 2x the input HEX. C, 3x the input HEX. Or B, 4x the input of HEX. Sammy.
C, 3x.
Lola.
D.
4x. Bluey.
C.
Can you repeat the question?
What is the maximum longer pays better bonus a user can receive from staking HEX for 2 to 3,641 days? 1x the input of HEX, 2x the input of HEX, 3x the input of HEX, or 4x the input of HEX?
I don't even understand the question. What's the
maximum longer pays better bonus a user can receive from staking HEX for 2 to 3,641 days?
I don't know. You get 20% extra per year you stake. I'm sorry. I don't quite understand the question or the
Okay.
answer.
So, Briz, what's the
answer-
maximum amount of X's you can get when you stake out the longest you can stake? What's the maximum amount of X's you're going to get?
I guess 5.
So the answer is E, 2x the input HEX. So I think what you guys, the mistake you made is, yes, it's, you work it out and it works out to be whatever you put in, the total HEX that you get, the total share, total extra HEX that it calculates the shares off is 3x the original amount, but the bonus is 2x and added onto your principal.
Yeah, well, I would have thought 3x was right.
But the question is, what's the bonus?
Okay.
So the answer is B. Question 4. What happens to the share buying power of stakers over time? A, it increases. B, it decreases. C, it remains the same. Or D, it becomes unpredictable. Sammy?
A, increases.
Lola?
A.
Louis?
I'm eating. I didn't hear it.
What happens to the share buying power of stakers over time? A, it increases. B, it decreases. C, it remains the same. Or D, it becomes unpredictable.
In terms of HEX.
What happens to the share buying power of stakers over time?
Then it becomes unpredictable.
I
So
believe
D. Briz?
Because if you're doing the US dollars, then it's
if I understand the question right, I think it's decreases because the T-share rate goes up.
The answer is B, it decreases.
Oh, damn.
Okay. All right. HEX is designed in a way that makes which of the following statements true? HEX inflates, HEX inflates, shares inflate. B, HEX deflates, shares inflate. C, HEX inflates, shares deflate. Or D, HEX deflates, shares deflate.
B.
Lola?
She says D. Everything is a D for Lola.
Sound strategy to get a 25% final score. Bluey? He's eating. Briz?
HEX inflates, T-shares HEX inflates and the deflate.
Yep. So that's the answer. C is the answer.
Yeah.
And there we go. So add up your scores, guys. What did you get? How many did you get right?
Not
I
a lot.
aced it, baby. I aced it. Even the question I answered the wrong answer with no multiple choice question.
Awesome. All right, Briz, you can be the honorary final.
I can teabag Nas Khan.
I feel like
Winner, winner, chicken
I have a
dinner.
question for Briz. Is that for EHEX or PHEX?
I want to say hi to all my fans out in chat. I see Bullish and Nas Khan out there. I know those guys are my biggest fans. So shout out to the Tang Gang. Hey boys. Sorry Tangent couldn't break me for you. I'm sorry. Bye PHEX. Don't listen to Tangent. It's kind of a fucking knucklehead.
I like Tangent, man. I like you both. I like you both.
I like you 43. I could do with a lot less Tangent. That's the only good thing about this show ending. I'm just joking. Hey, he's not here to defend himself, so I gotta
get some cheap shots in.
Wait, is he listening to this with a wireless headphones while taking a shit? Fuck. I think I fucked up.
So
Georgia, what are we gonna do our
what's
next meetup?
Bitcoin? What's
Georgia,
Bitcoin going to do? It's pumping its face off. What's it going to do?
Bitcoin's going to 250,000. I had to actually readjust my prediction from 450,000 down to 250,000, but I still think 300,000 is in the cards.
Nice.
You heard my call in the chat the other day, Briz. You saw my call in the chat.
No, I didn't. What was it?
I replied to yours, I think. I said 98.
98,000?
98,000, yeah. Yep.
All right.
But I also did say that I was quite happy to be wrong. But now let's get to the crux of the deal, right? What is going to be the combined all-time high for both hexes? What the aggregate of both? And let's bear in mind that they might do all-time highs each might do all-time highs at different times, completely different times. But what will be the price of the all-time high, both of them together at the same time?
I say it's going to definitely be over $1 for sure.
Over $1. We hope so. Tangent, what do you reckon for HEX?
I'm not going to make a prediction on that. However, I will mention I've got a bet with Satoshi Nakamoto, and the bet is, my side of it is that at one of the hexes at least will go back over its price in sats, in all-time high price in sats. I think it was 11 sats or something.
Against BTC.
111 or whatever it was. Whatever the number of BTC sats. So effectively a new all-time high against BTC. Otherwise, I have to publicly admit that HEX is just another shitcoin that bleeds against Bitcoin on multi-cycle time frame, which nearly all of them do.
What hasn't done that?
Doge, only because Elon Musk pumped it. So Binance only because probably because it's bought up by Binance, right? Like, so artificially supported is the theory. So Doge, Binance, I think there might be like one or two others. It's literally like less than 5 coins that have ever done it. ETH didn't do it. Yeah, there's a very few coins that have ever made new highs against Bitcoin in subsequent cycles. I think HEX will be one of the first. I should have forced him to do the bet properly, which would have been the combined cost. But I was so confident at the time, and still am, that I don't need that advantage. But theoretically, if we're comparing like with like, then a person who held it at the time of that all-time high ended up with both, right?
The aggregate total of both.
It should be the sum value. But I don't need I just wanted to highlight to him how confident I am by saying it's going to be so drastic that I only need one of them. He keeps trying to force me to pick one, and I'm like, bro, I'm already giving you the advantage of not saying them summed together, so don't get cheeky. So yeah, so if you can call that a prediction. It's not really, it's a bet. I'm betting against him. Social reputation and public shaming is there's no money on this bet. It's purely public ridicule, social slaughter.
Hope you win, Jan.
Hey, bullish. I'm just reading this comment. I'll have you know that we used to have a segment on this show called Bitch Tits of the Week, and we used to have
Dozer.
people. Yeah, Dozer used to get that right he used to win that almost every. He used to call he used to get it right every single week. So I'll have you know
that was amazing.
That Dozer was an excellent price predictor week on week.
He had it right 3 times in a row. I think he won 3 times in a row or some shit, crazy shit. Or
he is definitely all-time bitch tits of the week. And I mean that in the best way possible.
And ended up becoming a streamer on this channel as well.
He is,
He's got
his
his own show on his channel, Happy Hour on Friday.
Yeah. So by the way, it's good that you mentioned that, because anyone who's watching that likes watching the Hex Late Show, if you're looking for something else to fill the gap of just rowdy Australians talking shit on stream, and sometimes talking about Hex and Pulse, you can go to on this channel on DeFi Down Under. So you should subscribe. You can watch the Happy Hour show with Hex enthusiasts, Dozer. I like to jump on every now and then. And basically anyone on this channel, can jump on. Dozer's always happy to have us, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, jump across and watch that stream, because it's we have a bit of fun. It's on a Friday afternoon, so it's happy hour. We always have a drink in our hand, so we're always talking shit. Bluey, what's your prediction, mate?
So the combined Hex price prediction. What's the time frame?
In this cycle, in this bull run.
So we're assuming this bull run ends when, in 2025?
2025, December of 2025.
What is the price of
You
Hex
don't need to
in
make that assumption though, as in.
I mean, what's the high basically in 2025?
Combined Hex.
What will be the high, the best aggregate total of both hexes?
I'll say $1.
$1? Okay. So we got 2 $1, calls.
So it's so you guys are going for a 2x from previous high, roughly?
Dude, I've got no fucking clue. I'm just pulling shit out of my ass. And
I'm just saying that's roughly a 2x. That's roughly a 2x.
You're pulling shit out of your ass. We need the hexologist on the stream.
When I was like
I love that everyone's so bearish.
When I was used to make my hex stakes, I always imagined that at some point these hex stakes I'm making, it's going to be in dollars. That's what they're going to be. It's going to be like if I made a 10,000 hex stake, that's going to be $10,000.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And when I end stake, I always had that in my imagination. So that's what
I did. I did the same thing when I used to give away hex on my D Live streams. I used to say like it was 2,000. If it was like 2,000 hex, I would say this is $2,000 worth of future value.
Yeah.
Like the assumption being that they would be worth $1 each at that point.
Yeah.
At some point. Yeah.
Sammy, what do you think?
$1.52 for both.
$1.52 aggregate
both
total
combined.
Nice. Lola. I want to know what I want to have George's prediction as well, if I can.
Well, prediction. Let me read my disco ball. Up. It's rich or hard. It's definitely going to go up. I'm not an expert on the market, but for what I've heard, maybe 380. And if you say combined, hex is hex. Hex is hex. It's going to go up. Right now, I think even though it's, Briz, you're saying just to let go of EHEX, but then I think, well, it's just a couple of cents. If I'm able to acquire now, a lot of it, even though it goes up just a little bit, it's going to be more than I have now. So EHEX and PHEX are hex, period. So that's what I think. I don't know about predictions. I just know it's going to be up. That's all.
Nice. So no prediction tangent. You got no.
Well, I was actually just on a calculator trying to back calculate what that would be in terms of if that many sats at like roughly what Bitcoin might be and stuff like that. But the math, like as in, it ended up being 30 cents. That can't be right. I must have fucked something up. But you could back calculate based on what I said. You'd go and get the all-time high in sats, work out what you think Bitcoin will be at the peak or just after or just before, whatever, roughly. And then that'll give you an idea of what I need it to be to win that bet. It's not my prediction, but it's what I require. And obviously I think it is going to exceed that if I was to make a bet with him about it. So
it would have to be more than $2 because
I think like if we $3, this must have been $3. I must have fucked it up by
because
I say 380.
Is that right?
If you're saying the Bitcoin, its last all-time high was like 70 grand. If I just 4x that to 280, you guys are saying like 240, 250 or whatever.
Yep.
So Hex would have to do like a 4x.
But remember,
from its all-time high.
They didn't peak, but they didn't peak at the same time. Remember?
Does it matter? Isn't it like just you're taking the best? Aren't you guys gonna like when you're working it out for your like just for your thing with
it kind of matters though.
What is it? Stacker coat hanger? What's his name?
Stacker coat mode.
Like so when it happens
anyway,
matters.
I think it might be something like $3, which is still pretty conservative, I think.
Yep.
Wait, that's for a single. So then you would need to double it for both.
Okay.
Assuming that they're roughly 1-to-1, which is probably.
Were we on the stream? Were we having the stream when Hex went over 1 cent? Or was it when it went over 10 cents?
I think we did stream a milestone. I think that did happen.
We definitely streamed either at 1 cent or at 10 cents.
I wouldn't be surprised if we streamed both. I wouldn't be surprised if we both, man.
It was probably 10 cents because I think I remember it going over 1 penny when Hexo was on stream. And like we actually got to see Hexo's like live reaction to like 1 penny Hex. I believe that. I'm pretty sure I remember that.
Hey, what's up, Maddie Allen? Maddie Allen's in the chat. So he said 4 times 50 cents.
Hey, Maddie, what's
combined,
up?
and BTC's 241. Yeah, so $2 to me combined Hex seems super achievable in my mind. I think that like if it got to like $1.80 to $2 combined, that would be like I think there'd be a lot of happy Hexicans walking around at that point. Having said that,
sorry.
Go on.
If I could just refine my previous prediction, because I just said I think it's going to be over $1 for both of them combined. Really, what I think is that PHEX is probably going to be between $1.50 and $2, and then the EHEX will probably be half that. So, whatever that ends up being.
That's
don't buy it. But don't buy it.
That's the ratio. That's the ratio that we're seeing at the moment. We're seeing PHEX like 2x what EHEX is at the moment. That's sort of. Do we think
can
we're
I
going to
address
see
Georgia?
Did you say? Can you undress? You'll have to ask Georgia.
I want to
dress
her up.
You all.
You can buy EHEX and the price is gonna go up, yeah, for sure. But it's the gas prices that are gonna kill you. You're gonna spend.
But I believe in Hex.
Yeah, but Ethereum doesn't believe in you.
You can buy them on PulseChain. But you can buy EHEX.
I can buy both. Oh, absolutely. I'll buy them Pulse. I think Richard did Pulse to get the lower gas.
There's more liquidity of EHEX. There's more liquidity of EHEX on PulseChain than there is on Ethereum.
That's right. I can buy EHEX on Pulse. Absolutely.
You can buy EHEX on Pulse if you just want to.
I'm not talking about staking. I'm talking about buying. I can buy really cheap. I've been doing it on Pulse. So
Okay, how about this, guys? Are you guys more bullish on Pulse or on PHEX?
Pulse.
On Pulse
this-
or EHEX? Oh, sorry,
PX.
PX, did you say?
PX
What's
over
the ranking?
Pulse.
What's the ranking of the RH coins for this?
It doesn't
for this
matter to
site?
me. Like I own them all except ink.
They're all going to go up together, guys. But Ink
Yeah,
is looking crazy.
It's not
Ink's
really worth
the winner.
to work out which one's going to perform the best. It could be any of them. Like Abit's got a theory that because of the whole if Pulse goes up, then HEX goes up by that much plus whatever more it's being bought. But it's not true, like as in because it can get sold relative to Pulse as well. So you could have Pulse going up, which drags it up, but then relatively speaking, people selling their HEX into Pulse would mean it would underperform. So it can under or overperform, relatively speaking. So it's not possible to accurately predict or to guess which one's going to perform the best. It just depends which one ends up having
Of course,
most demand.
of course,
Like,
it's impossible to predict. This is
yeah,
all just like
so just have them
guessing
all.
game.
Have them all except Ink, like as in just own them all.
Yeah, but it's just for fun to kind of like guess. That's all.
Yeah.
And then be shown how wrong we were.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've been wrong about a lot of shit. Like, as in, everyone.
I was terrible.
Anyone in crypto says I'm right all the time is fucking lying. Like that doesn't happen. It's impossible. So you've just got to be right, either more often or more effectively. Like you've got to make when you're right. You've got to make it count for more than when you're wrong. That's all you need to do.
A strategy I see is put out a lot of predictions and then just celebrate super hard when one of them comes out. Just be like, I said this shit.
Crypto just did that. He released a short video of him saying, like, dude, you've got like hundreds of thousands of hours of content, and this is the one thing that you said that was like bang on accurate.
Man, I think all of the RH coins, the ecosystem coins, will do well. But I think, have you guys noticed the theme over the bear market, like the floor is lava theme with Richard Hart tweets?
Do you mean that we didn't get to say it very often? Is that what you mean?
No, like there were a lot of the floor is lava tweets, and then HEX would just be the only thing that was green.
I thought that was in the bull market.
Was that in the bull?
I thought that was in the last bull market.
Whenever it was, I just remember my recollection is that there were a lot of those tweets, like numerous. I have a feeling those tweets are going to come back because they're very effective, extremely effective.
Yeah,
when you've got that
more of those in my life for sure.
When you see that thing and everything's red, and then you've just got a few islands of green, and they're all the RH tokens, that's going to be like a magnet for people to come in. So that's my prediction. I think we're going to see the floor is lava tweets.
We did have like a 1 month period, recently, that where all the RH ones, in terms of the people were showing those bubble maps, where the RH were massive green bubbles and everything else was red. It was about a 1 month period, but I think part of that was because we went so much lower than where we should have been because of the SEC FUD. So that was a month of sort of correction back to where we kind of should have been. That just looked like we were outperforming everything, but it was actually the unnecessary and unjustified crash that was just being corrected. I still love to see it though, and it made for like epic tweets. Like I was also on that train of like tweeting that shit out and being like, look at Richard Hart coins crushing the fucking game. But yeah, more to come, I think.
Yep.
Oh, Richard's tweets have been so bullish. I love it when he boasts. Yeah. Makes me feel so freaking bullish.
Yeah, shit, yeah. He's been tweeting frequently and bullishly, and also unrelated to Richard, all of this stuff where like sacrifice addresses, related addresses have been actively buying RH coins. So it's so like social upward pressure, economic upward pressure, market upward pressure, like everything is bullish for RH coins right now.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And other coins within the ecosystem too. Let's not forget that. We have incredible projects
Yeah, of course.
running on PulseChain. So yes, my 99% are in RH coins. The other 1%, I am doing whatever it takes to, maybe call me a degen.
Degen.
50% of my
Good
bag
day.
is in Tangent Yacht Coin.
Yeah, I want to be on the gold. Did you know that you could? I don't know if you're gonna get through security. I know I'm in,
Yeah.
but I
When
could.
we
I'll
end this
could ask for a
show,
+1.
when we end this series, I'm going to be sailing off into the sunset on a golden yacht. That's how I plan to leave. You guys are front running my outro.
I also want. And this is not talking about any token, but I also would like to be on a golden yacht. Like actually like to be on a golden yacht. I think it would be nice.
It sounds very
Next,
slow. Golden Yacht.
Anniversary.
Imagine the
10th
tan
anniversary
that
of the
you could
show.
get. You know how like people when they sunbathe, they like have those reflectors. If you just lie on a golden yacht, you don't need no fucking reflectors, man. You just lie down and every like angle is getting tanned.
So how you guys feeling about that ink coin, huh? That thing's been doing quite some numbers.
Let's look at ink. Let's look at ink for a second, hey?
Did you sleep on that one, Tangent?
Yeah, the retracements are just as impressive, bro. Did I just hear the bleep of someone joining the stream? Oh no, that's you sharing a screen. Yeah, look, I'm not a hater of any crypto that goes up. Like, so whether I hold it or not, I like seeing cryptocurrencies, regardless of if I hold them, going up because it just shows that the market is strong, which means the coins that I'd hold or we hold will also be going up or more likely to be going up. But yeah, look, I try not to hold inflation tokens unless it's OG and actually Enigma. They're the only two that have shown historically to actually be able to perform upwards, like over extended durations of time. Ink has not proven itself yet in that regard. Occasional discrete pumps is not an uptrend, but I'm happy for it to be proving me wrong, and we'll see what happens over the next however long. Maybe we should make a bet. Do you think that in fact it might not be a fair bet because they're different in terms of their like size and their user base and stuff. Like OG has got like diamond-handed holders from the Tang Gang, whereas Ink has got like paper-handed VC cheats. So it's not really a fair comp. So we won't make that bet, but just keep an eye on those charts. I encourage everyone to do it. Watch OG and Ink and see which coin. They're both inflationary incentive tokens for yield farms. OG, Enigma, and Ink. Watch the three of them, see how they perform, and make your mind up as we go through this bull.
Or own all three of them.
Or you could own all three.
Cool.
So what are we looking at here, 43? This is Hex Scout, hey?
Yeah. So I was on Hex Scout, which is the best Hex onboarding website tool that exists, in my opinion. And we were just looking here at this this little feature it has where you can click on this little camera thing and it gives you a snapshot of what's going on with a particular token. So PulseX, this one is Hex on PulseChain, sitting nicely at 1.732 cents. And I don't even think it has. Is Ethereum Hex on here? I don't think it even has it. Oh, hang on. My mistake. There we go. Does it have it now? Maybe not. Oh, here it is up the top. 1.02 cents. Okay. All right. Look, guys, we've been going for 43 months straight. And it has been awesome fun. I've loved streaming with everyone. I've really enjoyed the arguments, the laughter, the everything has been awesome. It's been a journey. We started streaming in July of 2020. Now it's March of 2024. That's an epic run, in my opinion, an epic run. I thank everyone that's ever been on the show. I thank everyone who has joined in the chat and participated. Let's go around the room. Sammy.
Yeah, well, I just actually put a little message for everyone. I've loved coming on the show the last couple of years. It's been so much fun. You guys have all been awesome, and all of our guests have been awesome. We've had a lot of laughs, a lot of arguments, and chat. You guys just been awesome. You've always joined in our games and all the fun. So thank you so much for having me. And, I hope, as I said in the chat, I hope everyone kills it the next bull run. What would make me really happy is to see everyone just get really fucking rich. So take care. Don't be shy to reach out and say hello.
Thanks, Sammy. Bluey.
Wow, it's been quite a journey. I want to say just like special thanks to you, 43. You've been the absolute stalwart of putting this stream on every week. Like it's been amazing what you've done, all the work you put into it. Like all the videos are like top notch, like very funny, and all the ideas you come up with for segments and stuff like that. It's really been your baby, you know. It was something that was very, community, and we all jumped on, and then it had a time of dying down, and you really just like kept it going. And I just want to thank you personally for doing that.
Cheers, man.
It's been this awesome fun, like hanging out with you and meeting you, and like Unwrecked. If you're watching Unwrecked, or if you watch it at some point, mate, like love you too, brother. And yeah, to Tangent and Jexa,
Wish
like
you were here,
guys,
Unwrecked. Wish you were on.
Yeah, wish you were on. And Sammy, like all of you guys have been absolute kind of like pleasure, and just it's been really fun, super fun. And I look forward to hanging out with all of you like heaps more in the future, and to all of the extra people who have come on. I was thinking the other day, we actually had Tantanomi, Dip Catcher. I think we were the first people to ever have him on a stream, and it was before he made anything. I just thought he had some really interesting ideas, and we brought him on. And there's been all sorts of people like that we've had on the show, going back, and to the people in the chat, you guys have been the fire engine. Well, not the fire, the engine of the whole thing. Like it's all awesome seeing you guys week after week, some of yous, and like it's always trying to read the chats and really love the whole kind of like the back and forth, and it really feels like we're all just one big group here, rather than we're the ones who come on stream, but you guys are like 50% more. You're totally a part of it, and as much as we are, and so, and everyone else like Briz and Georgia and people who've come on peripherally, like thank you so much. We've always felt lots of support from the Americans and other Europeans and all of that, and it was awesome meeting you all when I'm in Vegas and different places, and hanging out with like Patrick and that in Colombia, and Abid and blah blah. There's just so many people. Hey, it's like HEX really is just like an astoundingly beautiful community, and I've appreciated so much to have the whole HEX and Pulse and the whole community and crypto community here in my life. I really, really appreciate it. And, like there's going to be more streams. There's going to be more shows. Let's see what happens in the future. This is just a change. And thanks to everyone from the bottom of my heart.
That was awesome, dude.
Bye.
Hey, it's been great having Georgia you on for this show. Briz, thanks for coming on. I appreciate you coming on in the face of adversity. But it was I think we got to a fair place, a good place. And yeah, I think like you said, I wish, like I said, I wish Unwrecked had been able to come on tonight. It would have been very fitting to
He's
have him
probably
on.
buried in a pair of cheeks right now.
So,
I wouldn't be
That
surprised.
wouldn't surprise me.
I know that some people thought that I've got something personally against Briz, but I don't. Like, it's actually not possible for me to hate someone that I don't know and who is completely insignificant to my life. I'm just being honest. Like, what I don't like is people being logically inconsistent. Like, I don't like inconsistency in logic and refusal to clarify things to a point where you can work shit out. But yeah, I have also enjoyed with all the streams that we have done, everyone that we've streamed with, obviously with the exception of Brizology. No hard fit, but no hard fit. No, but seriously, man, I've got nothing against you. Like, jokes aside, like, it's all good. Like, yeah, it's been good, man.
I have a question for both of you. If you're at a bar, at a conference one day, you walk and you sit down, and Briz is having a beer, and you're just like, I really feel like a beer, and you sit down. You're gonna sit down and have a beer together and just have a chat and like be like, yeah, who gives a shit about all that? We love Bitcoin, we love HEX, and you know, let bygones be bygones. It's not a big deal.
We can
But
just argue in real life, like
yeah, you can just argue in real life.
Just-
By the way, I think Claz has come up. If we
Why
don't
would it be
get
any
golden
different?
yachts, guys, if we don't get golden yachts, I think Claz has come up with a solution for us. I'm not sure that she's saying that she will do it, but that's the solution.
I'll have a beer with Tangent, but I just know it's gonna be. He's gonna be asking me now or 15 years with no context. I'm like, now or 15 years? What? Like that? What do you want?
You just thought it was no context. You just thought it was no
years,
context.
mate.
You couldn't remember what you'd said 3 minutes earlier. Like, what?
One of you's
Bro,
one
I
of you's
just
gonna be
woke
going, I
up.
didn't realize how short you were, and the other one's going to be going, I didn't realize how tall you were. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I want to thank Brizology for coming on, because the conflict did boost the views. I noticed that the number of live viewers like nearly doubled when we started having that conflict on stream. So thanks for that. Thanks for boosting the views on our final stream.
I also thank you, Briz. I also thank you for that, Briz.
I forgot to mention, when I was listing off all the places that you guys can find me and where I'm going to be making content and that sort of thing, I actually forgot to mention I stream with Crypto7 every Wednesday night. For me, it's Wednesday morning for the UK and the US, and that's on his channel on Crypto7, and that's got quite a high sub count, and we get quite high views and stuff like that. So that's another place that I will be making content.
Georgia, did you want to say anything before we wind it up?
What a treat. Thank you so much for the invitation. What an honor to be here with all of you. What makes me feel is like something big is coming, because the OGs are all taking off, guys, on yachts, on planes, by foot, whatever. So whatever it is, let's keep the community together. Let's support. Yes, we're all moving. You know, we all have the common goal is to make life easier for all of us, freedom of speech, and DeFi, decentralized finance. So whatever it is, do you agree, Lola? So just let's everybody who doesn't have a place to go, come to the Lighthouse every Saturday at 2 p.m. and at 7, and you're welcome there. That's all I have to say.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, OG.
Now, just before we wind it up, I've got a couple. I thought it'd be fitting just to end with a couple of jokes. What do you reckon?
Also, let Briz have an outro as well, if you want.
Oh yeah, Briz. Sorry, I thought no, but that was really arguing back against you, so that's not really an outro. Yep.
That's okay.
Go, Briz.
I just want to say it's been an honor to be on your final stream. You know, it's been it's like watching you guys. I feel like I'm losing some friends here with the show ending. I've been watching you guys for like 3-4 years now, and I really enjoy your content. And it's really crazy. Until Hex came along, I really never even knew that many Australians. I think I met like one Australian in real life, and now it's like now I know like 20 Australians. I really didn't think you guys existed, to tell you the truth. But with that said,
That's the worst
it's
speech
gonna
I've
be a
ever
real
heard, Matt.
it's gonna be a really sad show. It's really sad that the show is ending, and I'm gonna be
It's
missing
okay.
it.
We're not dying. We're not dying.
Yeah,
We're
you're
still
gonna be
around.
around. You're gonna be around.
We'll be on other streams around
And
the shop. It's just the Hex Late Show has come to its going into retirement.
Wait, there
Yeah.
are people out there that believe that all Australians are paid actors. That it's like
We're a psyop.
Really? That's crazy.
That's a legit theory, a conspiracy theory that exists. Legit.
That's an extensive one.
Especially you, Tangent.
A lot of work put into that psyop.
But 43, thank you for doing this show for so long. You're a cornerstone in the Hex community, and I will speak for everybody, including Tangent. I'm going to speak for Tangent right now and say thank you, 43.
Nice word.
Appreciate it, mate. Thanks to you for coming on. Yeah, thanks to everyone. Let me tell a joke.
Tangent, there it is. There's the joke. There's the joke.
Let me just mute. Let me just mute everyone and get and tee up the fake laughter. How do Nordic PulseChain developers communicate? By Norse code.
What?
Okay, I got another one. When does a
Can you
joke
make it funny this time?
Yes, I will. When does a joke become a dad joke?
You just did.
When it becomes apparent.
Yeah, that's better.
Terrible.
That's much
Are
better.
you trying
baby.
to audition for the Vince and the group?
I am. I need a new spot. Why do melons have weddings? Because they cantaloupe. What did the judge say when a skunk entered the courtroom? Odor in the court.
Oh man!
You want to end on a low note, eh?
On a low note, mate. All right. I got two more.
I think these jokes peaked out at the second one. That was actually clever.
I just thought of a joke. Where does a skunk sit in church? In a pew.
Not bad.
If Ben Armstrong and More Light were snails, how would they fight? They'd slug it out. Okay. Final one. What is Forrest Gump's BIP 39 passphrase? One, Forrest, one. And that's it. All right, guys. That's it. It's been awesome. We'll see you at a conference or on the flip side when Hex hit.
Take care.
Cheers.
Peace.